Welcome everyone. This is Will, KMac Vintage. I decided to do a little stream this afternoon. Normally I don't do afternoon streams, but I have some PSUs to work on, so I decided, well, might as well try to get some of my watch time up and so forth. And so I opened it up. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to join in. It is on StreamYard. It is on the Discord. And if you want to see what I'm working on, you're more than welcome to. Um, so my friend Jake sent me a couple 2SI power supplies, actually 4 of them in total, and he's having some trouble. These are not working, but these are the ones that are the problem child. These are the Sony APS-06 PSUs, and supposedly he's already recapped them, but yeah, well, we all know how bad these power supplies can be. So let me see how my desk is here. I haven't done a desk view in a while. So here we have the PSU. There's only one screw up here on top that holds the cover on. So we will go ahead and take that off. Where's my... sorry, I'm just looking at something on IIsi Streamcast, on IIsi StreamYard. Anyway, so there it is. He's already recapped it, but it's not working at all. So could be lots of things, and it's missing the bottom screw. So that should just come right out then. Let's make sure there's nothing wrong here. No. So we're now looking, I'm just looking to see if I can spot anything from the top. All right, well, let's keep on going. There are 3 screws holding the board in on the base. These bottom ones are screws without any washers. And there should be one back here somewhere. Yeah, there you are. Usually you can tell where the screws are. If you flip this over, you'll see here, here, and here. Okay, those are the main points. There are 2 here also. I'll get to those in a minute. Okay, those are out now. This first one here holds a bracket here that holds that MOSFET or whatever you want to call it, or transistor type thing. It holds that against the metal to help with the cooling. So that you can just unscrew. It is kind of a long screw, and it has a washer, and there's the bracket. Okay, really, if you look good at the bracket has a small little pin up here. So when you screw it in, the pin sits in that hole there to hold it, and then you screw it in, and it holds that back. Okay, this other one here holds this other guy in place. I'm not really sure what the hell it is, but anyway. But it has a nut, so you got to be careful there behind it. Make sure that you capture that. I know I'm streaming at a weird hour. It is almost 3 o'clock Central Time. Yes, Cayman is now on Central Time since the US jumped forward. So, okay, there, I got the nut. So that's loose now. Okay. Now the other thing is that we have this here that needs to come out before the board can come out. Now the way I do this, that I found the easiest way, is to just take my tweezers, turn them like this, and push it down, and it goes down. And then come on this side and do the same thing. Take those two wings, push them in, and it's loose there. Okay, now this whole thing can come out. And there we are. We have the power supply out. Okay, now these leak bad. And when I say, and I don't mean bad, I mean bad. Okay. And Jake did a pretty good job cleaning here. So anyway, folks, yeah, let me get some housekeeping out of the way here for 1 minute. This is Macintosh month, so I'm trying to do work related to Macintosh machines to promote the vintage community and the Macintosh restoration processes that everyone loves and follows, and so many of us do. But Flint, hey, you're there. Welcome. Yeah, I figure it'd be a good broadcast for you to join. That's one reason why I did an afternoon broadcast, because you're probably still awake over there. So Marcintosh, and I need to give a little bit of credit to Halfmaster and to tell him thank you for making this wonderful logo and artwork. So go and find his channel, like his products. So anyway, no, we don't need to come back to me. We need to go to this. So hey there, Frank. How are you too? Oh, thanks, Flint, on the audio and the video. Yeah, I'm trying actually StreamYard, working with that a little bit, and StreamYard allows me to have other people join in if they want and that. So if I did it just directly from OBS, I can't let the others join in. So anyway, um, here now we have the board. Now he's already recapped this, okay? So, but the question is, why is it not working? Okay, because this one I did power it up, and I get nothing. All right, now these power supplies are known to have lots of issues. They're one of the worst ones. Okay, um, so it could be various different things that I need to check and look and see. So before we dive too much into it, I'm going to put this under the scope for a minute, and we're going to look closely at some of these things and see what we find. So let's see here. What I'm trying to find is if anything else is broken. I mean, fix your focus there too. Okay, I want to see way down in between the stuff. And for that, I need my pick. Yeah. All right. And what I want to see is like around these things here. You see all this corrosion here too. So I may have something broken here. A leg on this one might be broken. I see a leg on this might be corroded. That just popped right out. You see all this corrosion just popping out. So if you look at this, this is, let me try to find it on the, okay, there's that. It's right here. Yeah, it's right here. I'm not gonna get a very good view of it. I may be able to give you a better focus than myself. All right, that one item sits right here. Okay, so, and it looks fine on this side. So yeah, let's keep on looking. You can see a lot of juice down there that's spilled. This is the daughter card. Now this can have problems. Okay, this is very cheaply made. The solder on it is just terrible. Okay, but we'll get to that in a minute there. So yeah, that's just corroding off. Could I just be the steel on the heatsink? Corroded? Yes, it could just be the metal flint, but it's the amount I saw down here. I mean, yeah, you see, look in there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how well you can see it. So I may end up taking this out and then clean it and put it back in because it just looks very bad to me. So but right now I'm just moving things around to see if there's anything else broken. Sorry if I'm not looking at the comments. My focus is on this. Trying to see if I can find anything else bad. Now this line is the negative line, and if we look on the board, the circle is the negative side. So at the same time too, I'm trying to check these other ones to make sure that they did put them on there correctly. Okay, so yeah, so that's fine. This one is fine. There should be a circle. Yeah, there it is down there on that side. So that one's okay. Circle is there. Normally this AC side does not get too much damage. Fuses are okay. They're both intact. The relay in there. And believe it or not, that relay, remember that this is a soft power unit. So now I could have a bad power converter there. But I think I just found one of the problems. We all see down here. Look at all this. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think this is supposed to be loose like that. Okay, because if we look at the front of that daughter card, and I can do a good view of it like this off the edge of the table. Give me 1 second here, you will get a good view. Hold on. You see how on the front here it is very well connected. Look how bad this card is made. Look at this. I don't know if y'all can see that good. I mean, look at the grime on this. Ugh. Ugh. That just looks terrible. See, but if we look on the back side, let's see if we can get in there and you can see a little bit of what I mean by how those connectors. They look alright. It just looks like it's a clip that one side goes in the front, one goes in the back. The back doesn't do anything. The back doesn't seem to have any contact points, so it's okay then. All right, who else is in here? Let's see. Um, yeah, they do look very bad. The AC side looks cleaner. Tacky soldering, juice. Yeah, yeah. And the thing was that I'm not the one. I didn't work on this first. Someone else did. And it's not working. So now I'm see why it's not working. So let's first make sure all these caps are in the right position. Where's that circle? Okay, there you are. I still don't like how that looks. And of course, we have no schematic for this. Alright, now if I go to this side, the problem is though that it's so high, my scope is not going to give a good view. See, so someone else worked on this. The solder joints don't look too healthy to me. This is the guy that I was telling you that I don't like how it looks, but see, that solder joint don't look too good to me either. I think a lot of this is going to be bad solder joints. This is the daughter card. That's the connection for it. So right now I'm just trying to see if anything jumps out at me, okay? I mean, that's what I'm combing around here for. The board surely looks like it wasn't cleaned too much. Let's go check this AC side. One cap right here. Sorry, I didn't focus you too well. It looks like there was a break here, so they fixed something here. Someone. That don't look like a too good of a job there either. What is that? It looks like it's this and then this wire. Uh, Yuck. Y'all see that okay? Who else is in here? Adam. Hey there, Adam. Nice. Thank you for coming in. I figured not to compete with everyone on the nighttime stream, so I might as well jump and do one now, right? This here don't look too. Look, that's not even connected. Look at that. Look, that's not even connected. I gotta say, this is probably one of the worst power supplies I've seen. Boy, tell you, under the microscope, you see every little speck of dirt on your fingernails and that. I have two SI supplies I'm sending off to someone so they can mess with them. Well, Adam, I have four of them here for someone that I'm fixing, that I'm trying to. Four. This is not even soldered. Mm. All right, I'm pretty far away from the comment screen, so I need to come in closer. This is the Sony one. No, there isn't an ATX version for these tiny ones. I mean, it possibly could be made. I mean, Brian? What part is not natural damage? I mean, you're seeing the copper because the person before me cleaned off all the damage and just left the copper exposed. So I mean, you're seeing that, but I think he just forgot to solder this one. I mean, that's what I can think of. Or is it? I think that's what happened. He just forgot to solder it. I mean, if you see how that looks, it just looks like it's got no solder on it at all. Okay, I'm gonna focus you back in now. on one that looked on earlier, this solder connection here was completely loose on it. I mean, this is the second SI that I'm looking at for this person today. Um, the first one, the first one is still doing something funky, so I do have to go back in it. Um, I push the soft power, it clicks to come on, and then it goes off. Man, I don't know what all this damage is. It's like this is sunken in. This, I mean, you can see. Look at my point. Look at my pick is going underneath that. So I do need to fix some of these solder joints. So let's let's go fix up some of these solder joints from now, so that at least they're out of the way. It looks like a crime scene. Yeah, and I don't think it would be that hard to actually recreate this board. I mean, it's only a single-sided board. I mean, just recreate it. I mean, and then just move your stuff over. I need some more. No, I'm already up at 380. So, whew, I can smell that fish smell. Whew, whew. I don't like this big blob here. Let me get rid of some of this. There wasn't even solder holding that. I mean, that was just corrosion. Look at that. The smell. Ugh. If y'all could smell it, I mean, oh my god, this is just terrible. You see how these two? I mean, it's just like I touched it and it just melted away. It's like when you've got a battery bomb board or capacitor bombed and you try to clean out vias and you get like this very brittle type sand type thing, almost like a clay. That's what it looks like. Just came out of these two here. So let me see. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna read what y'all wrote. I could clone the board, but I'm not really a fan of the 2SI, and the PSU only works in that one model. Yeah, it only works in this one. I mean, rather clone the other ones. Yeah. Um, I mean, Adam. I've been hearing quite a bit of talk, especially from the actually group of people that I'm with, Jake and actually Joakim from Sweden, about cloning making some of these boards. Brian, all the cap damage and that is because one, these are very old machines, and some of them the caps are the caps were never made to last this long. I mean, they weren't made as good, and there was a period too there that caps were purposely made very bad. There was a couple years that caps were real bad, and with that, they 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 bomb out quick. So I'm gonna clean all this off. I don't like how any of this looks. But still, Adam. I mean, if this is only for this machine, granted, yes, I know. But there's a lot of SIs out there, and people have a lot of power supplies that are not good. So it would still be nice to have the board available as a reloaded. You see, I mean, let me see if I can zoom into this, Brian, for you to see what I mean, or any of you. You all see how this? Let me get you a better focus there. Okay, let's example. Look at this. Okay, this is not solder anymore. That's like a sand. Okay, a powder. That solder just became a powder. Look at that. Uh, okay, and that's what I mean by need to check them and clean them. Like this one here, I bet is not too bad underneath there, but that just became like a powder. And then the thing is, when it becomes a powder like that, it becomes very hard to get out. I'm gonna clean this one too. Oh, I just touched that hot iron. Yeah, you see this one becoming a powder too. You see that? But that's caused by that cap juice leaking and going into the solder joints. Let me see where that is around. Okay. If you want to see where that is on about, let me try to find it. Too far. Okay, right there. That's the area from inside that I'm working on, from the other side that I'm working on. Let's see. I really don't want to pop them out, okay, because some of them are going to be very difficult to get to. See, because if I go pop, this is one of them here that is loose, okay? So this one I can easily take out, and then the other three are those three right down there that you see, those three legs. One of that resistor, and then those two actually bridge wires. So that's these three right here. Where are they? Those three. I don't want to describe what that smell is like. But at least you can see some of the gunk coming out as I clean this with the flux and with the new solder. You can see the gunk is coming out from it. I'm trying to get rid of some of this excess solder on this one. All right, let's go do a clean here. All right, let me see what else others are saying. Yeah, Brian, Adam is right what he's saying. I mean, it was later in the 80s and 90s that in the late 80s and early 90s when the inferior cap era was actually out there. Retrofrox, welcome. The smell is kind of worse than the old fishy flux smell. All right, so we can see how nice and clean this became now. I mean, it's a lot better than it was. Uh, all of this looks a lot better now. A lot better around here. And we still got, you see, this is still the one that was never soldered. And if I'm not mistaken, that is to a cap. Yeah, that's to this cap right here. And if that was never soldered, we're not going to work. But let's go clean this up now. Let's go do a bit better. I know I'm not coming with any solder yet. I just want to dry up the actual alcohol. There is some solder on my tip, so that's what you see in there. But it's really drying it that I'm trying to do. And the other advantage of that bubbling is that it brings up some more gunk. So you can see some more of that gunk coming up. See, at least now you can see the solder is going into situ, flow and sit a lot better where it needs to. because it's a clean surface. Those are on the same plane. It doesn't really matter that they stick, but I don't like it. Uh, they're gonna stay together now. Nothing I can do about that. See, they're all on the same copper plane. Let me just make sure. Yeah, they are. Okay, they're good. All right, now this is where the one that was never soldered is. I can tell what kind of happened here with this board was that the capacitors were taken off, but then the area was never wicked with flux and with a wick to clean it, because you saw once I cleaned that, look how much better that became. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna take out this cap and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. I can just push it out. Where are you? Here. Before I clean it, look how I can tell that I'm right about this. Look underneath it. Look at all this grime that just showed up when I went to heat up this one. Okay, it was never cleaned. I just want that cap to come out, so that's why I'm okay. See, if you don't clean the bases where you're going to resolder from all that cap gunk, your solder's never going to stick well. Sorry if I'm not paying attention to the comments, guys. I'll come there in a second and I'll go back and read them. Adam, if you want to join in, I did post the link in on the IIsi Discord. I'm not sure what you're up to, but you're welcome to. All right, let me come and look at the comments. Where did I leave off? Old fishy smell, Retrofox. I just ended up putting the whole board in a Tupperware container full of IPA and soaking it around for a while. Yeah, I've been kind of reluctant to put these power supplies into submerge them all like that. I mean, I do have my ultrasonic cleaner in that. I guess I could stick them in there for a bit, but I'm just afraid of power supplies going in there. I mean, especially when it comes to these relays that are there and so forth. I guess it can dry out good for like 2 or 3 days out in the sun beforehand. But anyway, yeah, Flint, thank you. Click on that like button, please. Oh, I got 5 people watching, so or maybe a bit more. Consider it smashed. Hey, Luke, how are you? Jake is here. Jake, you're bored. Oh my God, I'm not liking it. If any board, Jake, you need to make, okay, it is this one. You need to actually remake this. It shouldn't be hard. It is a freaking single layer board. You can easily get that done. That way, then I can just move all this stuff over, and we save a lot of these power supplies. Because that's one of the biggest things. I mean, people can save the machine and all that, and but the power supplies. Oh, this is on the DC side. That don't look too healthy there either. Look at that. Definitely don't look too healthy. Sorry, that's on the actually AC side, not the DC side. Ooh. You see that again? Look in there. I don't know how well y'all can see inside that hole. Okay. You see how that solder is no longer like solder? It's like a putty. It's like sand. Watch. I'm gonna. You see how this thing just comes out? Look at that. I don't have. Look at this. Trey's coming up. You're not doing that to me. Yeah, Jay, can you imagine a new board for this SI power supply? How amazing that would be. Okay, y'all gonna see it in a second again. Okay, so this is that area we just cleaned. I mean, look how well that came. See, so that they're cleaned amazingly well. This is all on the same plane, so really, it really doesn't matter where the solder all goes. They're all connected together. But that looks a lot nicer. All right, let's go back to where we were. We were up here. Yeah, Jake, I don't think you were on earlier, but this, the actually capacitor that sat right here across these 2 points, this side was soldered, this side was not. So that could be why this wasn't working. See, and I really want to fix up like these. These need to get fixed up. They just don't look healthy to me. Sorry, I'm just reading the comment. Jake says you sent these out a long time ago for a guy to fix the back. Actually, been working on it here and there. I plan to have it ready for by summer. Yeah, it'll be nice to. That's one thing I have not seen. I have not seen too many reloaded boards for power supply units. Um, so I have not seen much. See all these other boards except for the power supplies. I mean, have you all seen any? Have you all been come across any of them yet? Yeah, it's like this contact point here was never cleaned. Just put in a new cap and solder it away. You got so much grime. Sorry, you need to clean the pads. You need to before you solder back. That's why flux and wick are my two most used, most consumed products, even more than solder. Whatever that was just fell right out. But that's a line filter. It's like a ferret bead. Let's just call it. But too, look at all the grime in there. Look at that. Ugh, and the smell. Don't ask me. Don't judge my comments here. But I mean, it smells like 3-day-old cat litter. Oof. Don't ask me how I know. Adam, if you're still there, yeah, you're still there. I wish the 2SI wasn't a crippled SE30. Yeah, well, yeah. Pico ATX may work. Some of these other power supplies may work. The problem is some of that some of those negative rails that you need. I have not looked into the PS into too much into the SI1. I don't know what all rails are needed off the top of my head. I know this one is loose, but I just don't want to be dropping too many things out without knowing what they are. But I guess I can always go back. I mean, I do have the plan on this. Oh boy. Yeah. Flint, I think I'm gonna come and take that one out because look, this is remember that first thing I was looking at. I was saying, telling you how bad and corroded it is. Look at this down here. Look at all this down here, and what's that right next to it? All right, Adam. Yeah, yeah. You're more than welcome to join in. I mean, anyone out there that is set up or that has this, I mean, you're welcome to join. I'm just working on this for a couple hours. I might as well share what I'm doing instead of just sitting here and keeping this to myself. Um, you see, look at all that grime, Flint. Look at that. Look at that. You see why I said I wanted to clean it? Look at all that coming free. Look at it. And look, it's just falling right out. It's just the chemical structure of the solder is changing. Ugh. Look at all that. Let's just call it gravel or dirt or sand. Let's see if that thing will come out. Yeah, there, it's out. See, look at that. Ugh. A little bit of clean and look. Look how nice now it becomes. Oops. I don't want to break that. That's got to stay. As long as it stays there, it gets soldered back, it'll be okay. You know, I want to talk about crud and debris, and look at this. I want to be sweet to this power supply. Just put it back together and the damn thing starts. Oh, won't that be the shit? So I'll give you all a little bit of update on some of the other things I've been working on for March and Tosh. Sorry if I'm not paying attention to comments. Last one I read was Adam. Okay, I'll be joining in a few minutes. Look at that beautiful copper. Roll that beautiful bean footage. I haven't seen any commercials from actually Bush's baked beans in a long time. Duke. I wonder whatever happened to him. Uh, Flint, what did you get at such a great deal? Sorry, I didn't read. Hey, Will, my dad got a bargain today from eBay, a 48 port Unify PoE switch for £58 posted. Wow, not bad. Everything is broken garage. I thought so too. Okay, they run about 400 pounds. Wow. There's Adam. All right, so I'm not gonna be alone anymore. Let's go. Here we go.
Hey,
Ah,
well,
hey Adam, how are you there? Welcome. Thank you for joining.
thanks for letting me join.
Yeah, might as well be doing some work and actually share it with everyone, huh?
Yeah, I got to do this anyway, so
Yeah, well, that's how I felt. I was like, you know what? Why am I sitting here doing this alone? Let me actually stream it. Still don't like how a lot of this board looks. Ugh. This has got to be one of the worst two SIs that you've seen, huh, Adam?
that power supply is really bad. I've seen some crusty 2SI and LC power supplies, but that one you've got there is really nasty.
Yeah, Jake, you need to make that board. You want to save these things? Make the board. I don't. I can't see where it can be that much because it's all single layer, really. Big ass copper planes, and just it shouldn't be that hard. And um, like I know what it takes to make it. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, this one just looks terrible from both sides. All right, let's look at that piece that I took out. You see now, Flint, why I wanted to take it out? Look at this. Ugh, look how bad that looks. Ugh. But we can clean it. You watch, you'll see. So, Adam, I see today they started this um eh, what is it, on actually StreamYard. Your actually guests can also pump, or they can send the video to actually their own channel.
Yeah, I saw that. I think you just have to enable it when you start a stream so that you're
That, and it's only available for the actually pay for the ones that pay.
okay. Yeah, I've got a paid StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't yet. I don't do too much of the streaming yet. So
I did a few where I had a lot of guests wanted to join, and there was a limit. And also, I didn't like the 720p limit on the free one.
oh my god, the amount of dirt on this. Look at this. All this is from that bad solder. That smell too. Oof. Okay, let's see if I can clean this. Yeah, I haven't seen a 2SI this bad before. Jake, you can really pick the issue winners, boy. I tell you.
I just can't remember how to adjust the temp on this Hacko. I have to look it up.
I have my Lisa here, Adam, but I mean, I got so many different things. I haven't had time to even look at it. I just unboxed it, and that's about it. I haven't had time to do anything else with it because I want to finish the Macintosh stuff. So anyway, yeah, I never updated. I never finished telling what my update was for. So I have two of the SC30 boards working. So the one for the giveaway is done. It is working. Plus, I have another one, and I have a third one that I'm working on for me to finish. Both of the classic reloadeds that I've done, they're working. They're out in the sun getting a suntan right now. And then Friday, I hope to be sending out some FedEx packages, or to Ron, it will be FedEx because I'll send them the SE30 board.
Okay.
And then to Italy, I have to send the two actually classics. So that will be a DHL I'll use over there. So um, a gentleman over there that is also an actually collector, um, and he does his own fixings also. He bought them from me, and he sent me his actually two old boards that were bombed. So anyway, I kind of do it that way. I do a swap so I can get the customer their board quicker, and hopefully I am convincing him to try to join in on actually Dave's stream on Sunday to tell us a little bit about how things are over there in actually Italy for a collector.
I'll be able to listen a bit Sunday, but I'm actually traveling this Sunday,
Uh,
so
where you heading to this time?
I got to go down to Nashville for about 4 days.
Oh wow! And you're gonna do any actually pickups over there too, huh?
If I have time, I'll check out some thrift shops and stuff. But
I have not been. I've been going when I'm up in Florida. Like I go to these mom and pop thrift shops and all these, and I don't bother going to the big ones because they're not gonna have them. Okay, Goodwill and this and that and Salvation Army, they're not gonna have the stuff in their stores because they take all that for the issue websites.
yeah,
Okay, but I go to all these mom and pop ones and all that, and I can never really find anything. I don't know why.
I don't find stuff very often, but every once in a while I get a find. So if I've got nothing else to do and I'm in a weird area, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. The thing is, though, that where I'm at, in probably in West Palm Beach area and in that part of the county, uh, everything seems to be a bit more upscale.
Yeah, in that kind of area, you're probably gonna find people who have old stuff just throw it out because they don't care.
Yeah, but I even go down to Miami and I go into some of the rough areas in Miami and that, and I still don't find anything. But then Javier is down there, so more than likely he's picking up everything.
Yeah,
Boy, I can't believe the amount of gunk on this thing. I still don't like how these look either. Oh, sorry. How's my? Okay, focus is good. All right, I haven't looked at the comments. Looks crappy. Retrotech Chris, hi there. How are you?
oh, hey, Chris, I didn't see you come in. Flintlock says he wished that there was thrift stores in the UK. They have, what do they have there? Charity shops, I think they call them. I've seen people online get stuff from those types of stores. Over there, though, you're gonna find like Spectrums and
So Frank, you're down in the down near actually wet and the down West Palm Beach area, huh? So yeah, I always fly into Miami, then I jump onto the train, 2 hour ride, and I'm up in actually West Palm Beach area.
I was gonna ask you about that. You don't like West Palm's airport, or do they not fly to where you're at?
No, because you see, from actually Cayman, there's most of the there's no direct flight to actually West Palm.
Okay.
Okay, I can fly into actually Miami or actually Fort actually Lauderdale, whichever one is there. Um, Southwest flies into actually Fort actually Lauderdale. Jet
Yeah.
and so does Jet actually Blue. They come here. So, but I don't like to go into actually Fort Lauderdale. The one time I did it, man, I mean, immigration there was just a nightmare.
I use Fort Lauderdale a lot, but usually domestically. I've never actually gone into that airport
Yeah,
from
yeah.
international.
Miami, I like Miami more for international. It's a lot simpler for me, a lot quicker for me to go through. And then I just jump. I mean, the actually train and the airport is all one. I mean, you just take the tram over to the actually train station. You see, and then I jump onto trial rail and I buy my ticket for like actually $9 and that's it.
It's a good deal.
Compared to the other one, Brightline, which is about $30. Frank, next time I'm up there, then we'll have to link up. I mean, I my next trip is gonna be like end of May, beginning June, because I'm doing some other travels. All right, let's go back to this side of the board. All right, let's see. See, once I get up here to a certain point, it doesn't look that bad anymore. It doesn't look so bad as it does down here. I'm gonna clean that one out. Maybe this one too. Yeah, the solder with this cap juice, it just becomes. I want to get rid of that. These big balls like this. Uh,
God, these key switches are so hard to get out of this.
all right, that one not so bad, not so dirty.
Ow.
Yeah, yeah. I think for in May when I go up, Adam, I'll probably have all my stuff for the Lisa power supply waiting there for me.
All right.
Because really, I'm in no rush to do it right now because um, in May, the first 3 weeks of May, I'm actually traveling. So
Well, I know I'll be in the South Florida area in late July, and I will probably be there in June for work.
okay,
Other than that, I don't know. We have a big project going on for work, but I don't have the exact dates yet.
All right. Well, let me know maybe in June. Maybe I'll see if I can be there at the same time instead of.
We can go down and bug Javier.
Boy, he's like, why are all these people coming to my area? Get away.
Ah,
I have a guy down there that I met on actually Craigslist, and I bought quite a few Apple things from actually him, and usually I tell him when I'm coming up again, and he always has a bunch of things for me.
okay.
He doesn't even advertise them anymore. He just tells me, yeah, I got this and this and this.
I can't get this out of here.
Yeah, I may start doing some more actually daytime streams because I'm home, and then I don't have to compete with everyone else that wants to do streams at night.
Right.
Because it seems certain people have certain nights and that, well, and I don't blame them. I mean, they put their schedule around that. So why not do a daytime, right?
Yeah.
So uh, ugh. Not sure if I can remember how all this goes back together.
That's funny.
If anything, I can always go back to the video.
Yeah. Well, that's the other good thing about streaming stuff is that you can have a record of where you were at.
Ugh. All right. Let's get this eye cleaned up and then start putting some of this back. And now I got a little bit more space in there that I can clean it better. All right, let me see what people are saying. Uh, yeah, Frank. There's really not too much down in the actually South actually Florida area. Yeah, Flint. I think I'll start doing some more daytime streams. It seems that some people may kind of like that. It seems like a lot of us are actually stuck at home. The thing I don't like, Frank, the thing I don't like about Palm Beach County and also when you go down towards actually Broward, Miami-Dade, and all that, their their e-waste is not. They don't have like a sale or let people come in and try to buy something from them or so forth, like a store. They just take it, grind it up, and or just palletize it and ship it out. They don't care about it. They're like, nope, nope, nope. You can't have any of this. You can't go through it. You can't take anything here. You can't buy anything, and I think that's a big drawback because a lot of it is getting dumped, and we don't even see it.
Yeah, I don't like e-waste that doesn't really allow any kind of recycling. When it's just like, here, we're collecting it all, and if you happen to be there and you see something, somebody dropping off a Lisa or a Apple III or something, they're just like, nope, you can't take anything.
Yeah, well, on these here, you can't even go there. I mean, you're. Um, yeah, Frank, I've been chasing them too. Every time I go up, I try to see if I can get something from the e-waste and this and that, and nope, they don't. I guess maybe why Palm Beach County and that is one of the upscale ones of Western Florida. All right, think that looks pretty clean now. Now let's see what some of these components are that I took out. Okay, so I already cleaned this one off. This one looks a lot better than it did. Um, this toothbrush was nice and white and clean when I started. These are new caps because Jake told me it was recapped, so I'm not gonna. All right, let's see what's in the comments here. Flint, you got plenty in your loft and your garage, huh? Yeah. Mine technically stopped buying. I'm not buying too much right now. I've got too much already that don't even have time to go through. I'm getting like IIsi Steve, although I'm not gonna collect printers. So let's go put this one back in.
Let's see what this does.
And it's gonna fall out on me. I don't want to.
Okay, that part worked.
All right.
Oh, that, you got to be kidding me.
It works.
Somewhat. I'm doing this weird experiment. I'm trying an Apple III keyboard with an Apple II.
Hold on. You're trying an Apple III keyboard with an Apple II.
Yeah, because I want to test the Apple III keyboard, so I needed to make an adapter so I can test it. Seems like it works.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to run it too long, but that was enough for a test. It actually responded to it. Now I just need to find the correct key for a numeric for a, what do you call it? A caps lock key. So the key's broken off.
What was the thing right behind that? A wire. Okay, see, this is a wire here, and it jumps from here to here.
Problem is Apple kept changing the style of keys, and there's at least 4 variants of the Apple II keyboard for me to try to pillage parts from.
Uh,
I think I've got another one here with the right key on it.
Boy, I've got just about all those Apple II machines, but I barely do anything with them. But then again, it's the same with the Macs. I got so many of them, but I don't even turn them on because I just don't have time between all this fixing.
And I've got 2 or 3 machines set up sort of permanently that I'll play around with every once in a while. But most of the time, I'm just trying to fix them.
All right, let's go put some of these caps back in. All right, which one? All right, I need to pull up a website here. I need to pull up the mapping for these keys, these caps. 201 and 202. Okay, I got 3 caps that came out.
You replacing all of them?
No, the person already capped it, so I'm gonna reuse their same caps.
Okay.
Because I have to look at Console 5's wiki to find out what goes where. Because I didn't write them down, so of course not. So,
This old solder does not want to come off of here.
all right, 202 is a 2200. 201 is a 2200. There's no 211 on the list. So I bet you 203 is a 1200. Sorry guys if you can't see what I'm doing on the screen right now. I'm just putting in the caps and bending the legs, so that's about it. I'll come back to the camera in a minute, in a second here. All right, there you are. All right, I got some caps here that I bent that I put back in. Okay, now seeing how this is in bad shape over here on this side. I mean, when I soldered this one in, and try to get it more on this side. Okay.
Gotta say that when Alps designed these key switches, they must have never anticipated anyone wanting to actually take one back out.
Oh, I've taken so many of those keyboards apart for the Mac and for the 128 and the 512 and that. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the same switches as the 128 keyboard, and they're just in here.
I've taken them. I've taken so many of those keyboards apart completely, then solder them all back on. Well, and then open up the switches, clean them inside, bend those legs a little bit. I mean, I've done plenty of that.
Yeah, they're not fun to work on. They're good switches, but they're just don't cooperate when you're trying to get them out.
All right, so the caps are back in. Some of these I gotta trim because I pushed them down a bit more. Where are you here? Boy, this thing just still feels so sticky. Nah, this big filter, this line filter just feels so sticky.
Do that. There it is.
All right, I know y'all can't see what I'm doing. Let me bring it into view. Okay, there. All right, what I need to do is if I let go of this, it's gonna fall. So I'm gonna put some flux there. Put some solder on my tip, and then just transfer it over for it to hold it for now. Okay. All right, so now it will hold that. Okay. All right. So we have one more line filter to put in. This little guy over here. I think I should have done that little one before I did the big one. But anyway.
Come on. I'm having a lot of trouble with this. The only reason I'm trying to rescue this switch is because it's one of the caps lock keys,
Oh yeah, and those you don't get many of them.
and I can't find any replacements. So I'm trying to salvage one, but getting it out of this old crusty keyboard is proving to be difficult. There's no way to really get to it. I don't know how to get it out of here without completely disassembling the whole keyboard and taking off all 64 keys. Desoldering all 64 switches, which I'm not going
Now
to do.
let me go back to the stream here. Let me see what you're doing.
I'll show you. It's just an Apple IIe keyboard with the old Alp switches in it,
Uh huh.
the old white long throws, and it has this momentary caps lock that I want, so I can put it in the Apple III keyboard, that's the only key that's broken off. and this is the same type of switch, but I just can't get it out of there. And now all the tabs are broken on it. Two of them were broken when I started. Now three of them are.
But you did unsolder it from the back, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
unsoldered it, and you can even pull the board away from it.
Uh
The solder is not even affecting it. It's the fact that the inside of the switch is sort of mushroomed out,
huh. Uh huh.
and I have no way to push in all four sides of it at the same time while pulling it out. There's
Uh
nowhere
huh.
to lift it from. If I could get the metal out of the way, I could easily get it off, but every single one of these key switches is soldered through the metal. So I'd have to unsolder everything on the
Yeah.
back of this entire thing to get them all off.
What I've done is that I've got my very thin, like spatula type thing, very narrow, and I slide that between the board and the base of the switch, and then with that, I actually pry it up sometimes with
Oh, I got a chip puller. Maybe that would help me get some leverage.
because if the tabs are broken, then there's nothing holding it from the top, right?
Yeah, there's like the two little
Plastic tabs on the side there of the switch. Yeah,
yeah,
that goes
they're
in the
sort of
metal.
jammed because they're kind of splayed out when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like the tabs that normally sit over the top of the switch are actually underneath the metal because this is one of the keyboards that was destroyed by some kids jumping on it, apparently.
Oh.
So
Uh huh.
everything is sort of smushed. This is just total salvage work, and the only reason I'm even dealing with this dumb keyboard is just
Because
because of
you
this
want
one
that one
rare
key.
switch.
You
Yeah.
want that one key.
I mean, what's going to probably end up happening is I'll just do a different keyboard because this is at a certain point there's you're wasting time because it's like I'm not going to spend 2 hours on this, or I'll just buy the key off eBay for $20 and be done because the
twenty
level of
dollars for.
frustration I'm running into here is just stupid. Um, the thing is finding ones that are the Alps variety are hard. I mean, I can tear one out of a Mac 128 keyboard, but I really don't want to destroy a Mac 128 keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are. You don't want to break them.
And I'm gonna take apart a Mac 128 keyboard, but the only reason that that gets to die is because it's gonna help fix a Lisa keyboard. That's the only reason I would ever wreck that is for something even more rare. Well, this almost is working. I know you can't see what I'm doing because I can't hold this under the camera and do it. Come on, I'm out of your little home.
All right. Let's see where else I may need to solder. Anyone see anything else? Let's go and take a look again at all of this. Let me give you all better focus. Okay. Because I think I'm going to test this. I think I got most of the bad areas. All right.
Almost
Let's see
had
if
this
there's
key out.
one thing that Dad refound in the garage recently was an old IBM model 95 Tower PC that I thought that I gave away. Oh, so you found an old IBM one. I've been thinking about getting some of those old PS2 ones, but some people are telling me that their plastic is just as bad as the old Macintoshes.
Yeah, somebody gave me a PS2 at VCF, and I messed around with it while we were there, and I ended up selling it to somebody else. So it just didn't seem like a project. I thought at first, oh, that'd be a fun thing to work on, and then nope.
The thing is that I remember them in school. I worked a lot with them. at that time. So they have I spent umpteen hours on them in actually lab and so forth for school. And all right, let me zoom this out a little bit so I can see a bit more at a time.
High school was Apple IIs, and my first college was Mac SEs.
College for me was the PS2s and actually mainframe.
Huh. And then when I went to my second school, we were required to own a Mac. That was how they did the whole curriculum for the school, was on specifically Mac stuff.
Huh.
That's what I get for going to engineering school.
Some solder joints here I don't like. I need to fix them.
Yeah, turns out I got the switch out, but it doesn't work.
Uh, the what now? A switch doesn't work?
Yeah, the actual switch is no good. Doesn't tone.
No, but inside is all messed up. I mean, you do know how to bend those back out and make them work, right?
Yeah, but
I presume.
I do, but on a regular switch, I don't know. I don't understand this caps lock version though. I'll have to mess with it. This switch was already damaged though, so it was a long shot. I'm gonna go see if I can find a different keyboard I can steal it from. I have probably 30 Apple II keyboards here.
I figure you got enough of them there that you can find one.
Yeah. I've got this other one here from France, another French one. That has the correct thing on it. Let me see if I can get that one out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to tone it out before I waste time getting it out of the machine. Where's my multimeter?
I need to check continuity on this one trace that looks like it was fixed.
Yeah, the switch is good. So let me try to get this one.
Frank says college for him was a piece of paper and a pen.
Yeah, well.
Okay, yeah, we're good. That's fixed. Okay, let's go check some of this bad area here. Let's see how some of these are.
How am I going to get that out of there? Oh, I got an idea. Not fit.
Okay, why do I have continuity there? Oh, yeah, that's that line filter. That's, of course, that's gonna jump across to there.
Okay. Frank says he has to run. Hope it
All
works.
right, Frank. Don't be running too fast. Be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Spudger. Oh, too thick. Tolerances on these are so small, like the spudger is too thick to fit in. I don't make stuff like this anymore. I feel like I'm doing surgery instead of repair.
Something there I don't like. Something is not.
Aha! Got the switch out.
You got one out good?
Yeah, I figured out a new method. I took the light bulb out of the board and then went in through the hole where the light bulb is to sort of and I used the chip extractor. Once you told me how you pried something out, I used
Uh
a chip extractor with a curve on it, and I went in through the light bulb hole, and then I was able to poke that tab that I couldn't otherwise reach, and then I was able to pry
huh.
the thing straight up. So that was good.
All right, let's close this. Let's put this one back in its case. We're gonna see if I have any success.
Okay.
Part of me is I'm probably a 40% chance yes, 60% chance no.
Well, everybody take your bets. Here's the other thing: is in order to put this in the Apple III keyboard, I've got to take this broken switch out, and I don't want to break it either because I'm hoping I can swap out the stem. But we'll see.
Let me see here.
I do like the fact that this old stuff is always leaded solder, though. Way easier to work on.
So here we go. Let's see. Let me zoom this out a little bit more so you can see better. 'Cause I'm going to be all over the place.
Oh.
Okay, that's pulled back through. Now the 3 screws without the washers are the ones that hold the board in.
You ever lose a tool without ever actually standing up?
The what?
You ever lose a tool you were using and it's gone and you haven't moved and it's just not there anymore?
Yeah,
I can't figure out what I just did. I just showed you that.
it's chip puller.
Yeah, and I don't know where it went now.
Go back and
It's
watch
not.
the video.
Yeah, I didn't get up though. I mean, I haven't literally have not gotten up out of the chair.
Is it actually stuck to whatever you moved away from your desk or something?
I don't
I
know. I'll go
mean,
look.
you had that keyboard on your desk there, so
Yeah, I put the keyboard to the side,
maybe it was there with it.
and no, it's not. Oh wait, it's right in front of me. It just blended in. Wow. Funny thing is, I don't really need an Apple III keyboard. I just found a good deal on one, and I had passed up Apple III's before because I didn't have a keyboard or it was broken. So I
Uh-huh.
figure why not have a spare? And if I ever find another Apple III loose like that again,
Man, I've got three Apple III Logic boards here. I've got mine. It's mine. My actually full actually unit works, so mine is fixed.
I do not own one. So it's something that I want to add to my collection eventually.
Yeah, most of the old vintage ones, rare ones, I actually have now.
And I've got every model and submodel of Apple II. So I figure why not start on another.
Yeah, I've got a three. I've got a normal three. So
Only
okay.
thing I want to find is another busted Bell and Howell. So I want the shell from it.
No, that one I don't have a Bell and Howell one.
I got one and a half because I got a whole one, and then the second one is just it's the bottom shell and the keyboard, but I didn't have the top shell, so it's built as a beige right now, which is silly.
Okay, so we are put back together.
Okay,
We're gonna try this.
let's see. Okay, pins on the right. I got that. I got the switch out of the Apple III keyboard almost immediately because the frame wasn't all bent like that other one. And I got the new switch in. I just got to solder it.
Falcor, hello, hiya, how are you? Glad you could join us.
I'm gonna cheat slightly on this Apple III keyboard though.
Uh
The
huh.
uh, the key is supposed to say Alpha Lock, and I don't have that key because obviously I don't have another 3 keyboard. So I'm gonna put one that it matches otherwise, but it says Caps Lock. Oh, there it is. Oh,
Okay, for those of you that may be asking what is this cable here that I have? Okay, this is just a normal ATX extension cable that you buy. Okay, and if you go from a certain side, it will fit exactly in. You just need to know exactly where to cut it. All right, I just basically cut this down to size, so I have one that will fit all of these that have this type of power supply connection. It's the same type of cable I use for when I'm working on my um, oh, hold on, I'll show you. When I'm working on my SE30 boards and classic boards and that, this is just a normal ATX power cable extension. Okay, but it just turns out to be that on a certain, you see, like if I this from a certain side, it will fit in. See, so then now you know where to cut it, and you do the same on the other side, and then you end up having this piece of cable, and you
well, I
can.
did the exact same thing with my SE chassis and the SE and SE30 boards. I took an old ATX and chomped it just like that.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
So on this one I chopped, but on my other ones I didn't. The only ones I did cut were the last four, and the only reason for that is that when I take this Here's one of my reloaded boards. This one works. This one is a working board. Um, because of this capacitor here, I had to cut a little bit. You see, but it goes right in. That's it. Eh? So then it allows you to work on the board outside of the chassis. I can show you better on this. This was a donor board that I took the parts from. So here we go. You see, there, it fits in. That's it.
I look, I got a caps lock key again on my Apple III.
So you can cut it. Um, on those type of Macs, you don't have to cut it, but on these, for it to fit in between here, because of these two posts, and to fit inside the special type of guide plug on these boards, you have to cut it. Okay, so I don't have it closed just in case. I don't have it closed so that we can see spark and fire. No, I don't have explosion yet. And look at that.
Oh, chime.
And look at that. My odds. My odds. What happened? It's booting. I don't have a monitor connected to it, but we can see the blue SCSI here gonna start flashing in a second here. So Jake, if you're still on, I don't know if you are. You're probably driving home. Um, there goes the blue SCSI. There it goes.
Yeah, I see it blinking.
So Jake, your power supply is fixed. I know the odds on this. I mean, I don't know if you were on Falcor when I said my odds were that probably 40% chance that it would work, 60% that it won't. And guess what? It works.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I can't believe I can't believe that fixed it.
Good job, Will.
Yeah, that's amazing. I like that. But that was dirty. That was bad. I mean, and I don't know who did the work before, and I don't think it would be Jake that did it himself, because um, he's not one to leave it that dirty.
I'll tell you, I got a 2CI one time from a guy about a year ago, and he says, "Oh, that's my friend recapped all this about 5 years ago, so it's all good and working." And it was working. However, I didn't really inspect it closely because I saw tantalum caps. I'm like, "Oh yeah, somebody already took care of this." Whoever did it that 5 years before, they recapped it, but they never cleaned the board off.
Yeah.
So all that cap juice sat there for the whole 5 years and just still kept eating the traces, even though it had new caps. And I
Hmm.
ended up having to send that board off to Steve because now it needs repair, and I didn't
Yeah.
have the time for it. And I'm also really bad at surface mount junk. But I mean, that's a key thing. Like I think what you had there and what I had is you have to clean all that goo off of there, or else it's just going to sit there and chew away.
Yeah.
That's how you get that
Now,
sandy
it's not
solder
only
junk.
the goo. It's not only the goo that you got to take away, but it's also the old solder, the when you take off the old cap, and you have to use flux and solder and wick and clean off around it. Okay, so it's
Right?
both sides of the board that you got to clean. You got to clean the top side where the cap is, because that's where the goo is, and but that goo also seeped through and went to the other side. And that's what I found here. Here was most of the work was on the solder side of the board. You see, that's the side that
Yeah.
you really got to clean.
Well, it'll all corrode through. Like all that solder was just
Yeah.
like if you had left that, all of that solder on the bottom would have turned into that sludge.
Yep. Because if you saw what I mean, you saw it on the video. I mean, you saw how much of the solder joints was where the chemical structure or the buildup of the solder just disappeared. I mean, the actually lead and that's in it is gone, and all that's left is some sort of powder. You see, and that when you have that's not holding anything. That's not doing a damn thing there.
All right. Well,
All right, who can
look what I
get?
got here, Will. You see
Huh?
this? Look at this.
Two more SI Sony ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually send these off to somebody in the group,
Uh
and
huh.
they want to try to repair their SI. So I'm
Uh
not even gonna try. This one actually has writing on it. It says out of order.
huh. Yeah, all of the ones I got from Jake said have a sticky note on it that actually says doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. So who can guess what power supply this is? This big sucker.
um, Turn it over again.
I'm not gonna turn it all the way over, but
Oh, I don't know, 8,500 maybe,
yep,
7,600, something like that.
8500.
All right, cool. I got
Yeah,
an 8,500 here that turns on, but I can't get it to boot, and I think it's because my CPU card's bad.
the one of mine works, but the actual case is a piece of shit.
Oh, the case, yeah. Every time I touch it, another chunk falls off.
I mean that board, that machine flies. I mean, it's unbelievable the actual speed. Okay, I really like how good that machine moves, but I just can't handle the. Okay, I need to steal a screw from another one because what he sent me was missing a screw here. So this one is fixed. So you see, he just had on notes doesn't work. So now
That's specific.
now it becomes that doesn't work and has changed to does work.
That's good. I'm gonna post my little keyboard shenanigans to Twitter.
All right, Jake, one is fixed. I know he's watching or that he will watch. And you see, the thing was that I knew he was sending me four. He was sending me four actually power supplies to fix, and he told me what they were. And I already had all the kits for me to recap them all. But since they've all been recapped, I don't have to recap them. Well, anyway, let's see here. 210, yeah, very nice, makes sense. Okay, what next, Will? What actually next, Flint? Another another power supply because I've got four of them to fix. So if anyone out there that is watching comes across or hears of a power supply for a Quadra 900 or 950 or a work server, sorry, I know those are some of the very rare ones to find. I need, I just need the power supply, or better said, I just need the shell. I don't need the guts inside. I have my own. I just need the metal. So this one from the top looks very nice, but I think I already see the problem.
Is this another Sony?
Yeah,
What's the problem?
this board is in backwards.
Is that the little board with the two SMD caps on it?
You're right. It should be those caps should be facing the backside. Should be facing the actual cables.
Yep, I think you're right.
That's wrong.
Oops.
Oh shoot! Hold on. I'll be right back. I forgot I had something on the stove boiling.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. So,
Don't burn down the house, Will.
well, it wasn't boiling, but it's. I make my own iced tea, so and I drink a lot of that. So I had some of that on the stove cooking, boiling, and it never boiled because I put it on very low. I just let it get warm and hot and slowly get up to temp. Because just like what happened, I always forget. So this one here, I am pretty sure that board is on backwards. One bit. Hey, how are you?
I'm posting a picture of that Apple III keyboard, and I've always put at least on Mastodon, I always put um, like a subtitle on it for hearing impaired or visually impaired people. But I'm writing Apple III with the slashes the way you're supposed to. But I'm wondering in my brain now, when when it's read to them, is it going to say Apple /// keyboard?
Uh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just weird.
You may want to put the number three.
A lot of people don't bother with those, but I think everybody should try to do that when they post a photo, just in case somebody can't actually see it, even if they're just using a screen reader and they're not able to look, even if they can see.
How long before Will's building his own CRTs? I don't think I'm gonna build a CRT.
Oh, I hate working on CRTs too.
I have fixed a few already. I mean, my first Adam, you're not gonna believe this too, right? My first machines I bought, and when I decided to get into the vintage stuff, right, was from a guy in Tampa, and he used to work for Apple for years, and he was selling um, two machines that he was selling. He was selling a lime green G3 that I have, and he was selling a Mac 512. So I bought those two from him. But then two, there was a guy up in Virginia that he bought from an actually estate sale. He was selling a Apple II Plus
Huh.
with both of the drives and the green monitor and everything. The one that tilts, the front tilts.
You
So
mean,
I
yeah, oh,
bought
yeah, just
all.
the green screen. Yeah, I've got a bunch of those.
Yeah. I bought all that from him for I think I paid $150 for everything.
That's
For
not
the
bad.
Apple II, for the Mac 512, I paid 100. For the G3, I think I paid 120. But then yeah, I have shipping to my forwarder and then shipping ocean from there to here. So, but anyway, so my first one that I started working on was an Apple II because it got here first. So, and I wanted to get that working, and that monitor wasn't working. And then I managed to fix that. All it was an actually transistor that went bad on the board, and I switched that, and the monitor worked.
Huh. I got a couple of the Apple II RGB monitors, the ones that have the motorized tilting screen. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those.
Motorized?
Yeah, it's a color RGB monitor. It looks similar to the green screen, and it has the same tilting screen, but it you push a button and it moves with a motor.
No, I've never seen that one.
It's not very common.
Uh huh.
Um, I've got a couple of those, and one of them it works, but it's acting dim and stupid. So I was going to recap it. So eventually, I'm going to probably do that on a stream. I have to. The thing is, there's no instructions anywhere online for that monitor. So
Mm-hmm.
I made my own cap kit and ordered all the parts. So what I'm going to have to do is make a little cap kit guide and then follow the guide that I have to make myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then double check that the caps I bought are the right caps because I couldn't really see them all clearly while they're in there. And then if it works, then I'll publish the guide or I'll give it to Steve to put online or something.
You know
Um,
where I found a place out of the most unordinary place to find cap kits?
huh.
You can there's some actually arcade repair stores or that have websites that they have cap kits, and it turns out that is the same as the Apple. I mean, I bought from this one site. I know I bought kits for two different Apple monitors. Um, I don't remember the site's name.
I can
Arcade.
look around, but I did a lot of research on trying to figure out this particular model.
Uh huh.
I mean, this model was only sold for under a year in 1985, and then that was it. And I couldn't find any. I mean, most people don't even know this monitor existed.
I have never heard of it. I've never heard of
Um,
that.
I actually got three of them now because here's the other weird thing about it. It works with the Apple II with an RGB card that
Mm-hmm.
is also impossible to find, but it also plugs straight into an Apple III and will give you color video out of an Apple III.
Oh wow.
And the front lip of it is actually designed to sit on the Apple III. So the fact that I had one of these when Joe was designing his adapter to turn Apple III RGB output into analog
Uh
RGB
huh.
output, I'm like, well, that should work with an M100 Apple monitor too, right? He's like, huh? And we had the same conversation. I never heard of that, whatever. But turns out the 2E RGB card and the 3 put out the same exact signals. So it turned out that his Apple III video adapter works on the Apple II RGB card as well.
Oh sweet.
So I was able to use a 2GS monitor on an Apple II, which is kind of funny. This board looks marginally better than the other one, I would say.
All right. Well, I already see some issues with this board. I don't know if some other people might have seen it. Let me point them out.
Hey, well, I have to step away from the mic, but
Yeah,
I'm
go
still
ahead.
here.
Go ahead. I can talk and explain what this is. Let me see what some comments here were. Never say never. I know you never know when I'll fix CRTs. Now I have fixed three of actually my own that I've done. Um, I used to build museum exhibits, and I would use the arcade repair place we have here on Staten Island. Wow, started in the 20s and they're still there. Yeah, I find a lot of those arcade places have some nice things. One of the things I've been looking forward to. I mean, again, remember, I live on a small island, 70,000 people here, and mainly tourism and banking are the two industries. Nothing is manufactured here; everything is imported, and as you so forth, right? Okay. Um, Cost of living is like crazy, but then again, we don't have to pay income tax and sales tax and all these other taxes. So anyway, um, I've been hunting for some classic arcade machines. Okay, just to throw one in my garage and work on it now and then, and try to actually restore them because. I mean, so when you see some of these machines with their basic stuff and they're more vintage stuff, it's like wow. I mean, that thing worked, but it actually makes sense. It's so simple and that it makes sense. So I really was looking for some old vintage arcade machines, but the thing is, down here you can't find them. They did have arcade stores, shops here, and play areas, but when all that went out of style and that, I mean, a lot of the machines went out of style and um, they got dumped. They got people here would actually buy old actually shipping containers, okay, and then actually store things in them and never realized that the metal roof would actually start to actually rusting, decay, and get holes, and rats and things would go and live inside. Next thing you know, there's all mold inside there. All the wood of the arcade machines is all molded and gone and shot, and so they just take it and dump it all away. It only displays greens now. Not sure what happened. Oh, could be a lot of different things with it. I mean, oh, that is Luke. Yeah, I mean, it could be quite a lot of different things with the SGCRTs. Boy, they can be. So anyway, all right. So what I found on this, okay, if you remember, this here is bolted onto the side of the metal frame and with a screw because it produces a lot of heat. So it uses that to actually dissipate some of the heat. So that tells you that this little sucker here is going to get very hot. When something gets hot and with age, especially this, look at what happens here with the solder joint. You see that? It's all cracked up. I don't know how good you all can see it, but let me make myself big too. Uh, okay. Okay, so this is very cracked all along here. All right, this one too is looking very cracked. This one not so bad. All right, but then when we come to this other one here too, look how bad this solder joint here is. This solder here is. All right, so this one looks a lot better. This board here. This here, I guess this all broke and is joined to here. That's fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But you see here too how corroded this is. And here, this is for the cable. This is for one of the cables. So we will actually reflow all of these. Sorry, I got my eyes stuck on a microscope right now. I can't look at any comments if there are some. I'll look in a minute. Not too bad. But again, too, this looks like it was not cleaned. The new caps were just put in and soldered over the old gunk. Okay, this is the daughter board. But I'm going to have to undo all that because it's in backwards. All right, we can see it's in backwards. See the caps, this should be facing the other way. And this daughter board is nice and clean. Wow. But it's in wrong. It's in the wrong way. See, these caps need to be the other side. If we remember how the other one looked, um, just for shits and giggles, let's open up this one. This one too is one that's not working. We'll just pop this off for a minute and you can see. All right, so you see here, this cap is facing away from the cables, right? Where that one facing? Towards the cables. So it's in wrong. Both of the other ones that I had open that I worked on was facing the other direction. All right, let's close this one back up. So we'll have to switch that around. I'm coming to the comments. Give me a minute here. Let me close this back up. Oh, okay. Let's see. Where were we? Okay, one bit. You're saying not fixing CRTs. I know you can. I'm talking glass making your brand new CRT and vac. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. I'm not gonna get into that. Uh-uh. Yeah, we had down here a couple. I remember in the 80s. Because you see, in the 80s, school in Cayman was not too good. So I went to a private boarding school up in actually Georgia, a co-ed. I would not go to all boys only. Sorry. So I went, and then I would come down to Cayman for Christmas and actually summer holidays. And we had like two different arcade places here, and oh my God, they were the hangout spot. So I know they had a lot of machines and that. Then also In the late '90s, early 2000, another one opened back up again. They tried to bring it back, and this guy had a lot of machines too. But he closed down, and then we had Hurricane Ivan, and apparently he had all of his stuff stuffed inside a container. That container got flooded, and the machines were all gone, and that, so he just dumped them. Just keep talking and working, bro. The only retro thing I ever seen here are old CRTs just getting thrown away. My friend told me about G4 Tower a while ago, and that's vintage Mac I've ever seen here outside of yours. Yeah, Luke, there's not much here. I mean, that's the thing. It's Cayman. Cayman is such a naturally disposable island community here. I mean, they don't keep nothing, they don't save nothing, they don't make nothing, they don't build anything. Everything is imported. So anyway,
Well, I'm back if you want me to monitor the chat while you work on stuff too.
okay, no worries. I'm just singing here.
The FedEx guy was here and he was like,
When does the piano music start? Oh well, no, I'm not gonna have music if I'm doing a streaming like this with other people on. So Trina, welcome Trina. Welcome to an actually daytime stream.
"Hi, Trina."
So okay, so what do I need to do with this? This one here, I need to fix a couple solder joints here that look kind of rough. Um, these three right here, then here. So I still can't believe that other one worked, Adam. I can't believe I cannot believe that. I mean, that's just amazing. That sometimes just a little bit of care, just a little bit of extra cleaning and work and paying attention to a little bit of detail sometimes makes a difference.
Yeah,
Right there, total proof of it. I
these
mean,
things
you
are
can't.
pretty forgiving, even though they're so old and they get so corroded.
I
As long as
mean,
everything makes contact.
you can't just assume that just taking off the old caps and putting on new ones is going to make it work. You have to clean off the old gunk. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I run into an Apple II power supply and on those, usually the caps are okay. The old caps, it's just the reefer that goes. But every once in a while, you'll examine under a cap and it's just a nightmare under there. And if you don't take all that goo out, it's just not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Apple II power supplies, I got one right here. And the thing is, this one is a recent one I just got, and it actually works.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows if there's a reefer that wants to explode in here. So we're going to check it. This is probably a machine I want to
You see. Now,
send on.
I want to show something here to others that maybe have not seen. You all just saw me heat up this, right? And look at all of this gunk that just came out of this.
That's the same crud that was in that other one.
Okay. But this is the gunk that gets in there. This is, you see, look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, that probably interferes with the signal.
Yeah, it actually will because that's what's in the old solder joint. That's what's down there.
So your whole via turns into a nasty soup, and it's not going to work right.
Okay, and right now you can see this little hole right here, and that's where the gunk is coming out of. I mean, it's when I heat this, and this new solder goes down there and is pushing out all that gunk.
Do you think that's leaded solder? Is that old enough to be leaded?
Yes, it is. Yeah, and I'm also using leaded, so I don't like the lead free. The temperature and that, and
No, I hate it too. I hate it when I have to work on something that has that, and then I have to basically add leaded solder just to get it to melt right.
mm-hmm. Okay. Now this is interesting here too. What just happened with the solder here? Okay, y'all saw me melting this. Okay, but you notice that this area here solder would not stick. Why? Because in here is that dirt. You see? Look at that.
Yeah.
That's what's in there. That's the old solder joint. That's the old solder that just got that acid on there and chemically started changing.
Oh, this is the weird thingy in it. Have you ever seen this, Will, where it has a filter built into the plug outlet?
No. Well, yeah. Well, isn't that what these? Here, let me show you. Isn't that built onto these also? Look, that.
Yeah, yeah, it's similar. Basically, the filter cap is part of it, like that. You have a filter cap kind of piggybacked on there. This one has a little metal box, and the filter cap is inside here. It actually says right there, Sprague filter. But the thing is, they put that in there instead of putting it on the board.
Uh huh.
But a Sprague filter is not paper, so I'm not worried about opening this up and looking at it. If it works, I'm not going to mess with it. And then there are two other filter caps down here on the board, but they're ceramic. They're not paper. So this is a later Apple IIe power supply. This one's dated middle of '86,
Uh
and I
huh.
guess I guess they learned their lesson by then.
Yeah. Well, they improve what they're doing.
Yeah, this was Dynacomp, and then the thing that sucks is they went back to using Aztec after this for the Platinum 2E and the 2GS, and they went back to putting paper refas into things.
Huh.
So this one I'm just gonna mark as good and seal it back up.
Yep. These three solder joints. I'm trying to get that that no good
Does the
stuff
wick pull
out.
all that out of there, or do you have to do something else?
Uh, in times, well, it'll pull most of it out. You see, or I come in here and take it out like what I just did there.
Okay.
You see, it's just like sand. It's just the
It's
actually solder just breaks down and just
it looks gross. Seems like in the late '80s they just built stuff however they could get away with it.
I think back then a lot of people didn't know, and a lot of people didn't care. They didn't know about all the electrical interferences and all these other things and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, Apple
Compared to
didn't design this thing. This was originally designed by a little company in Santa Ana because they needed pre-built power supplies and they just went where they could go. And then that little company ended up turning into Aztec later on.
huh? Y'all see this? Look at this. I have an iron at 360 degrees Celsius. Okay, and this solder is so caked on, it don't even want to start melting yet. Look at this. Look at the solder balls coming out. Look at that. You see, because this whole chemical structure here has changed. Look.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that it
Okay,
can
that's not
turn
even
into that.
solder anymore. It's not. I mean, I'm there with actually 360 degrees Celsius.
Oh, I found a bug.
A real bug, or a or
Yeah.
a carcass of one.
Some kind of '80s bug. It's gonna go away in a minute here, though. It was between where the power supply and the case are, but I took the case off to get the power supply out, and now he was discovered, and now he's been destroyed.
All right, let's go up to 400 degrees. Let's go to the maximum this iron will go.
It only goes to 400.
Yeah, this one only goes up to 400, but that's fine. I don't need more than that.
I usually do 400 if I've got stubborn stuff like that, but generally I leave it around
It's finally
350 or
melting.
so.
Oh my God! Look at how this thing is just. Look at that. Look at that's just. It's like it's not even solder anymore.
It's X solder.
Look at him. Look at that dirt on this thing.
Flintlock, what's still alive? The Apple II or what?
Huh?
I know Flintlock asked me, "Is it still alive?" I'm not sure what they're referring to.
He's probably referring to the bug.
Oh, the bug. No, I think the bug died. It was like a vintage bug. It's a retro bug. The bug is now in the
Hey,
laundry
box it
set.
up, man. Box it up. It might be like a signature in the back of a Mac case.
Rare Steve Jobs bug. Well, this computer was made when Steve Jobs still worked at Apple, so the first time
Yeah, it could be a bug from the Apple plant.
came right out of Steve's Mercedes. This Apple II I got is really clean. The only thing I found physically wrong with it was that two of the feet were ripped off the bottom, which is uncommon. It's lucky that 3M still makes the same part. Let me test it out.
Okay. Let me send my mother a message here. Normally I go see her, but today I'm not gonna go over there.
My mom is about as far away as she can get because I'm in the East Coast and she's on the West Coast. I got another 2E keyboard that I fixed up the other day.
Okay, well, I took out that piece that was so bad with the solder. Oh my God, that solder was unbelievable. Who
Yeah, it
said, "Hey,
works.
Will and Adam. Hey, Trina. Uh, see,
Yeah, cool.
Brangus pulled a cool impact out of a computer the other day and was thinking, oh no, wait, let's ID it." But he tossed it.
Oh, let's see. Check repair keyboard
Oh
done.
shoot!
Check PSU done. Add feet
Oh boy!
done.
Oh boy! I hope it's not. My mother just told me it is raining outside. I hope not. No,
Uh,
it's about to start raining, and I had three actually boards sitting outside in the sun baking.
oh boy.
A classic board. Well, you can't. I mean, my two classic boards and the SC30 board were outside in the sun.
Yeah, I do that too when it's sunny out to help
But
them dry out.
it did not rain. It's not raining here yet. So it's raining at my mom's though.
Huh.
All right, let's see. Where did we take these out of? Oh my God! Look at this. I mean, look at that solder. Look at that's not even solder anymore.
When I lived in Hawaii, the weather forecast was always for Lahaina, but I lived in Kapalua, which is not too far away. But the forecast was always wrong. Like it would be raining there and it'd be sunny where I was, or the opposite.
Okay. Oh, that cleaned up much nicer, but I still don't like how it looks.
This 2E case is missing a bracket.
Wick, cutter.
This needs glue too.
See, even this one here, I'm gonna clean off. I don't like how it looks. I mean, the solder. Look at this.
Where's the glue hiding? Oh, there it is. I'll be right back. I gotta grab
Okay.
a part.
All right, Trina, if you're out there and you want to join in, it is on our Discord. It's up to you. You're welcome to. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that junk in there. All right. So basically, what happened there is that the flux that went inside the hole, and with the heat, it pushed all the debris back. It pushed it out to the other side. So now in there is not too bad. Then I'll take my alcohol and I'll push it, squeeze it through there, and clean it out a bit more. Spray it all over myself, but that's all right. So Trina, I will after I finish supper. Okay, Trina, no problem. We used to have used to compile COBOL code for old printing typesetter machines in the print trade, and we were always finding bugs. Oh my God, COBOL code. Yes, I learned COBOL during college days too. I tell you, when I actually graduated from university and all that, I never touched any of those languages again that I have that I was that I had to take.
I think I took Pascal, and I don't think I ever used that for anything ever again after school. This Apple II had one little cracked piece internally, like a little lip of the plastic was broken off, and I actually found the part rattling around in here. So I got this glue that's supposed to be used for gluing the screens onto Apple Watches, but it works really good for this plastic too.
I still don't like how this solder joint here looks. I'm gonna clean this off. Take all that off. The other thing with this board, I don't know if y'all looked on this. I mean, I didn't show y'all the whole board yet, but here, let's go take a tour. It looks like here there's some white stuff. Maybe this was flooded or something. It got wet and moist. Because if we look up here too, you can see some of these. This is on the AC side now. The AC side should not be looking this rough.
Oops.
It just looks, but I'll give it a good cleaning. And like what I said earlier, I don't put power supplies in the ultrasonic cleaner. I don't soak them completely in alcohol. And maybe I can. It's just my own choice. I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever put a power supply in ultrasonic either.
I just don't feel comfortable because it's just. And for God's sakes, please don't stick it in a dishwasher.
I was having a conversation with somebody on Twitter who was showing how they clean their motherboards in the sink under tap water. And I basically said, well, that's fine, but I wouldn't just let it dry. All the minerals and junk in the tap water will settle. You should at least rinse it with some distilled water or then put it in ultrasonic. And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
no, no. They said I live in a dry environment and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. Thing is, I've cleaned boards like that when I was first starting out playing around with this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't either put them under distilled water or under alcohol. And then a year later, there's like all this weird stuff growing out from under the chips because what was in the tap water has there's crystals and minerals and junk in there. It
Mm-hmm.
it can grow, and after that, I at least spray it down with IPA. Like in the summer, I'll put boards outside. I'll set them up, horizontally, and then I'll just douse them with IPA so that the IPA pushes out all of the water and all the other
Yep.
crud, and then the sun takes care of drying the rest of it. Unlike where you live, I only have a certain season that I could do that for.
Yeah. Well, I buy actually distilled water and I put that in my ultrasonic cleaner, and
Yeah.
I have a cleaning solution that also goes in there. Then after the ultrasonic cleaning, um, I rinse it in a bucket of actually IPA. Um, then from there, I then have this old metal flower stand in the yard outside on my back porch, and that's all in the sun. Um, and I lean the boards on that, and depending on what direction the sun is, I will turn it and face it that way.
Last year, I was trying to do some retrobriding out on the patio, and I figured out because the sun will go from one part of the day to the other. It'll move, obviously,
Yeah.
and I found an old turntable and I stuck a Mac 128 on there. I wanted it to be really even, so I turned the turntable on and I had the Mac just slowly rotating throughout the day.
Uh-huh.
And it actually did a really good job. Thing is, with all the weight, I mean, the Mac 128 case weighs way more than a record, so it was spinning really slow, like by 5 RPM. So it just kind of sat there and got gentle sun all day.
I when I do my retro bright, I don't use like a liquid. I use more like a paste.
This was sun brighting. I was just setting the
Yeah.
case out in the sun and letting the sun do what it does. Like a clean, scrub the machine really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes certain plastics, you can get them to brighten up just by putting them in the sun.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't do the gel or the cream method. Uh, if I use chemicals, I use the liquid stuff and I put it in a tub.
Well, I buy that actually Salon 40, but I can get it here more as a thick paste. You see, um,
Yeah.
and then I take that and I mix it with some arrowroot and I mix it with some normal actually peroxide also because it's a bit too thick. Okay, I don't put OxyClean. I don't put all this other stuff in it. I just use that. That's it. Okay, and then that becomes like a paste because after a while it starts drying up too and it becomes thick again. And
Yeah.
I just I just brush that onto the plastic, and every 30 minutes I go back outside and I brush more on and I turn the plastic. Normally within actually 3 hours I'm done. That's it. 3 hours I'm done with it. You see, and
Yeah.
I don't get blotches. I don't get all this other stuff.
Yeah. I've only ever had one um, retro bright error, and it was because I left something in too long, and then something came up, and I couldn't get back to it. And by the time I took it out, and then I didn't even have time to really rinse it off, it got hydrogen peroxide burn.
Yeah.
Um, Fortunately, that was sort of a test case, and it wasn't really a rare item, so it wasn't the end of the world. But I learned my lesson from that. You got to pay really good attention
Hmm.
when you're doing anything with chemicals.
Yeah, that's why I go out every 30 minutes because here, if it's a sunny day, it's bright. I mean, it's vicious.
Yeah.
So I go out there and I make sure that I will actually recoat the entire thing again because I mean I don't say okay, well I'm just doing this side. No, it don't work that way. Okay, you have to do the entire thing.
What I've been doing with Apple IICs is I've been doing them inside, and I've got a clear plastic tub that's basically just a little bit bigger than the whole computer,
Hmm.
and I put UV lights, UV LED UV lights, but they're on all 6 sides of the container, on the bottom, top, and all 4 sides.
Hmm.
And I can just set the computer in there, turn all those lights on, and come back in 3 hours, and I have a perfectly white Apple IIc.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing a lot of people do with it doing it actually indoors.
So I do a lot of Apple IIcs in the winter because I can do them inside, and then I have to wait to do the 2Es till the summer. But I think I want to get a bigger tub so I can try to do the 2Es because I've got so many 2Es sitting here that are fully repaired. But I don't really want to sell them until I make them brightened because
Yeah,
I can't. Well, I can't get as much money for them for one thing, but also because I just want to send out stuff that's fully restored.
yeah,
And to me, that includes making the case look as good as possible.
yep.
Some of these things are really yellowed.
Oh my God, a lot of these solder joints look so bad up there.
I wish they would have kept making them like the Apple II Plus, where it was painted, because those cases they don't fade because they're paint. They're not plastic.
Which one is that?
The original Apple II and II Plus,
Wow, I
the
didn't know that.
yeah, they're those all. I mean, you can wipe them down and they look really good because I mean, it is an ABS case, but it was painted, so the color
Huh.
doesn't do the yellow sun yellow stuff. Let's see. I
Boy,
give
this
this
thing has a
this
lot
2
of color.
card. Give this an 80 column card. Let's see if I can get it to boot a game.
This solder's so bad right here. Look at this.
Ugh. Yeah, you're right. It's not really solder anymore.
No, and that's why you sometimes get this on these boards. It's just
Let's see if I can figure out where my floppy emu went. Oh, there it is. I got 2 floppy emus. I got one that's in Apple II mode and one that's in
Mac mode.
Mac mode. Yeah, that way I don't have to go mess around with it every time I've switched from one thing to the other.
Yep.
There we go.
Do you have one of those adapters for the Apple III? Oh, sorry, you don't have an Apple III working yet, huh? No.
I don't have one yet, but I have actually built the adapter.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get ready. If I ever have an Apple III show up, I'll be all ready to start messing around with it. Hey, look, my Apple IIe works though. I got Load Runner booted.
Boy, some of those old classic games. Oh boy, I remember those.
This is a really weird Apple IIe also. It had all of the back panel covers on, like all of them. So in other words, nobody could have ever had anything hooked up to it. So that was weird. Or they just never used the machine because it doesn't look bad other than being yellowed. It looks like new.
Hmm.
And the other thing is it's got an 86 board in it, which almost never is in a beige Apple II. It's almost always a platinum, but it's an early revision of it. So it's sort of like a pre-release second gen IIe, which is odd. This is the kind of thing, if I showed a picture of this motherboard and the beige case and put it on the Apple II group on Facebook, 5 guys would say that's the wrong motherboard for that case, but it's actually not.
Hmm. Okay, I think I cleaned that good enough. Jeez.
Huh. One bit's talking about
Sorry, guys.
doing.
I'm not. I haven't looked at the chat at all in a while. Let me see here.
I was just checking it out. One bit was
Uh,
talking about programming on the Mac with IIsi, and I'm like, me as a hardware guy is thinking like, nope. But I'm sure it should be interesting for somebody.
I would love to do so much more, but I just don't have the time. I mean, I got into something with these boards, and all of a sudden, I enjoy this, and I think I'm somewhat good at it.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, other people think that too. So they're sending me their boards, or they want me to do a transfer, or this and that. So I want to learn. I want to get into seeing some machine language or assembly language. I would like to get into the um, ESP32s or these microcontroller programming, but it's just no time.
Right.
So part of me is like, you know what? I'll just do what I enjoy and what I want to do, what I know I'm good at, and I'll leave the programming to others.
So I have a whole nother 2E board here, that keyboard here, that has 90% of the ALP switches in it, which I'll never find. So it's like, okay, these keycaps could get used on something else. Just trying to line up which one I'm going to work on next. I get so bored with working on keyboards after a while, though. This keyboard looks like it might be a good candidate. I got a stack here of at least 6 Apple IIs that are fixed, but I don't want to sell them yet because they're not perfect.
Luke, you have the time part, just not the money part.
Well, the thing is, I don't really need the income. The only thing I do with the income from selling these is to buy more old crap. But like, check out this keyboard I got here. Isn't that lovely?
That's missing more parts than it's got.
But it's actually a really good candidate because it's only missing 5 switches.
Well,
And
yeah,
I
I mean, I guess I can't see the switches. I just see a lot of keycaps missing.
Yeah, there's probably about 20 keycaps missing, but I have a whole set that I've put together, so I just need to round up. I think, yeah, 5 switches, because there are some missing keycaps that have switches, but the switches are not broken off. I've actually already repaired 5 of these, and I got to repair 5 more.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped on this one because I was missing the escape, the 1 and the 2, all the 3 upper left keys. And I
Mm-hmm.
just had a very nice person send me this a 2, a 1, and an escape. And I was also missing delete. And I've got right here a delete key, but it's the wrong one. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that stops this from being completed is those 2
Um,
versions.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say something, Adam, but I don't know. Luke, if you're wanting a nice Apple II series, Adam is your person. Because I know that you sell them, right, Adam?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you want to buy an Apple II, 2E, 2 Plus, 2C, do that all the time. Usually buy them broken and then fix them. So then you know
Yeah,
they're good because they've been gone
and you
over.
normally sell them at a decent price, so you're not like these eBay people.
Now, I don't try to be a scalper most of the time. I mean, if I've got something that's actually rare, like that actually justifies the word rare being in the title. You know, like an Apple II from 77 or 78, like original stuff like that. I'll sell it at, you know, the prices they go for. But if it's like two E's and two C's, and like run of the mill computers that they would made millions of, I just want to bring them in and send them back out. I might make 40 or 50 bucks, depending on what I bought it for. But, you know, I'd rather have these be in people's hands, being able to use them. Also, I need the space.
And I mean, look, Adam too is the one that you may want to speak to about some parts that you say you may need. He bought an Apple IIc from me, but he didn't like the keyboard. I know he was trying to find a different keyboard.
Yeah, the original Apple IIc had the hairspring keyboard. Um, if it still has the rubber sheet under the keycaps, you should remove the keycaps and rip that rubber sheet out. If you still don't like the way it feels, if it still has sort of a clicky feel, like it's getting stuck, you can actually rip the hairsprings out of the side of the keys, the switches, and it makes the keyboard 100% better.
Yeah,
Um, Barring all of that, if it just still sucks, then you want to find the Alps keyboard, which is the later version that they had in the very end of the first 2C and then the 4100 version. He says he removed all the hairsprings. And then there's one other option is that MacFX is doing they did a Kickstarter for a replacement keyboard using cherry switches, but that project is sort of in limbo right now. And that was actually kind of cool because it had three colors of keys. You could get the beige, a clear one, and a black one. Um, One other thing to try with that hairspring keyboard is spray a crap ton of deoxit in the key switches and hit them a bunch. That can sometimes loosen up any crud that's in there.
all right, time to see if I can get this daughter board out.
Is this the one that was in backwards?
Yeah,
How is that even possible? Is it all just one big lineup of pins?
but I think it's the
Oh,
person whoever recapped it put it in backwards.
oops. Somebody should design a power supply where all of the caps are on a little subboard like that, all in one big row, and with a plug. So you can just unplug all the caps and throw it away and plug in a new one.
Yeah,
Hey, Will, how long are you going to keep going for?
I don't know. I mean, if you need to go, it's fine. I mean,
Well, I'm going to go check. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
no problem, man.
I don't know what our dinner setup is tonight. I'll be back in a moment. Thanks.
Yeah, aha, it's out. There it is. Okay, okay. What a power supply to work on. Jake, you just love to give me too much work. And you give me the challenges. Oh boy. Alright, let me see any comments here. It loads better without the hairspray. Yeah, okay. Been watching a 4100 that's come up since they have a good keyboard. Did some work on the keyboard and it's not too bad now anymore. Okay, yeah. Uh, Alright, let's take a look at the board from this side now. Oh boy. Look at that one resistor there. That don't look too healthy. I want to know one thing: why these things why that solder goes bad so fast. Let me see if I can get a good focus on it. All right, these are single layer boards, right? So they're not using vias. Okay, so all of this is just a hole drilled through it to get to the other side, and all your copper's on the other side. All right. So the solder, if you look at this, it stays on the bottom side, so it makes like a cup. All right, between the solder, the pin of the device, and the hole of the board, and that goo from the caps gets pours in there, and it just sits in there, and it just dries and dries and dries, and that's why you see these things turn, these solder joints turn to this crud that you've been seeing me dealing with. You see, it gets in there. You see, it gets inside that hole, and it just starts oozing out. Ah, Trina coming. Get you in here. Hi, Miss Trina. How are you?
Hey, good.
Uh-huh. Adam just stepped away for a few minutes just to check on his dinner policy.
Yeah, I heard.
So he's got to see what his obligations are.
Yeah, I'm going to be joining Joe's stream tonight because he sent me a care package, so I gotta
Oh,
thank him.
Joe is doing one a bit later.
Yeah, he starts at 7:30.
7:30 Eastern or Central?
Eastern.
Eastern. Okay, so that's 6:30 my time. So that's
Yeah,
shortly. All right. Okay. All right. That means that I need to end by then.
I think. Hold on, let me double check. I think it's. doo, doo, doo. Yeah, 7:30 Eastern.
Okay, so that's 6:30 mine. All right. Okay, so I'll make sure that I end by then. So
Because
that's
he's setting up an Ubiquity, Unify, and Air Max Giga Beam from scratch.
oh, look at that green in there.
Yummy.
Hmm. Let's see.
But I'm not.
What
I'm not
what
going to
else?
be on his. Oh, I'm not going to be on his stream for long because last night somebody was supposed to pick up a laptop and they said, "Be oh, I'll be there shortly after 5." They showed up at 10 o'clock,
Oh my God.
and then so I had given up on this guy showing up to pick it up. So at 9 o'clock, I had curled up, and then he called me at 10 o'clock, and then I couldn't get back to sleep until midnight,
Uh.
and then I was up at my usual time at about 20 to 7. So it's been a long day.
Yeah, I can imagine. Where's my Where's my brush?
Well, you're more than welcome to join Ryan as well. The link is on the Discord.
Oh yeah, Orion is there. From
Yeah, Ryan just
Broken
said I'm
Garage.
back. What did I miss?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
join in, Ryan. I mean, this is open to all any of us. The link is there.
So I'm curled up right now in bed. Well, not curled up, but sitting here in bed with my onesie on with my cats.
I figure I'm gonna do some of these daytime streams because it's like nobody streams during the day. I'm home during the day. Some of us other ones are too,
Yep.
and
And even
it'll
if
be
you stream earlier, like I can't join, but I can watch from work.
yeah.
You know.
So I guess then that way then I don't take up nighttime spot,
Right.
and it stays open for the others
Yeah, no, like
because
if you were to stream like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's great because that gives me something to watch.
yeah, no. But plus the thing is I'm home. You see, I mean,
Right.
it's others that want to stream at night have a daytime job.
Yeah.
So if I can do it during the day, why not, right? I still get the content out there.
Right. You
I
still get
still
the
get the
view
watch.
hours.
I still get the watch time. So although to me, I can't do monetization here in Cayman. So
Oh,
plus it doesn't matter to me. I'm not here for that.
Right.
Boy, this one daughter board looks a lot better than any of the other ones I've seen. Oh my god, this is so much nicer.
So what does the daughter board do?
The daughter board has some other controls and so forth on it, and I think this is more also for the actually soft power.
Okay,
Okay, because the actually SI has the soft power capabilities.
gotcha.
Hello, I'm back.
Hey there, Adam. Okay.
Oh no. Okay, I gotta leave now. Adam's back.
Hi, Trina.
Hi.
I'm here till whenever the food drives up the driveway, so it
All
could be
right.
5
Well,
minutes,
I need
could be
to
10
end
minutes.
anyway. I need to end anyway before 6:30 Central Time, before 7:30 Eastern Time, because Joe is doing a show.
Yeah.
So I'll end before that. So that's why I'm putting this one together now. So maybe after this one is together, we will end.
Yeah, I got my first piece of mail today at
Yay.
my new place. So from Joe.
They know where you are.
Yes. Well, it's interesting because so in my new building, it's an old house that's been converted into apartments. And because of that, there's no real spot to put packages. So when people are like, I want to send you something, I'm like, is it letter size? Because we have a community mailbox. Or if it's a parcel, I now have um a mail address set up with the post office up the road. Because if not, they can't come in. So the parcel would have to sit outside all day until I get home.
That's no good.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I have a camera at the front door, and if I'm out of town and I get a notice, oh, your package is delivered, I can look on the camera and see if it's sitting there.
Right.
And most of the time, somebody's home, and I can message say, "Hey, go get that box outside."
Yeah, before somebody else does.
Yeah, I've never actually had anybody steal anything though, so
Oh, good.
that's good.
All right. Well, here we don't have mail service that comes to the house.
Oh,
Everything is post office boxes.
okay.
And if you got a package, there better be a phone number on it because they're going to be calling you for you to come for you to come and pick it up.
Oh, they don't give you like an email or something to say it's there?
No, not really. I have
Oh,
something that came in actually UPS from actually Jamco, and they called me, told me it's here. Can I please provide the invoice so that they can clear it with customs and all this other stuff? And today I got the email from customs that's saying that it's been cleared. So tomorrow I'm expecting the call from UPS for me to go pick it up.
nice.
Welcome to living on an island.
Yeah.
Hey, we
Um,
just we just got building numbers and road names about 20 years ago. Okay. Before, if you wanted to go to someone's house, it's got to be like, okay, well, you're gonna go down this road, and as soon as the pavement stops and it becomes dirt, you're gonna go actually three more houses, and you're gonna find a black cow there, and you're gonna make a left turn there.
I was trying to
love it.
run this keyboard test, and I'm missing some keys, but all the keys that are on here work. And then I got to space, and I'm like, oh, there's no space.
But does it detect, like, can you still press the space where
No,
the space key? Oh,
there's no
okay.
switch. I mean,
Ah,
there's no
okay.
space bar, but there's also no switch. I have before you were on here, I was telling Will I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches missing. So I
Okay.
got to fix that. I'm gonna save that for another day because I don't want to break the soldering iron back out. But this is a really good candidate keyboard. I've got a whole fixed Apple IIe over to the side that its keyboard, I thought it was going to work, and it turned out that there is severe rust damage
Oh no.
on the upper side of the PCB under the keys. But it has all of the switches, and it has all of the keys, so I can use that to make this resurrect
Right.
along with the Escape 1 and 2 that I got from a nice person who sent them to me to go right there. So
Nice.
I was originally going to work on this on Sunday, but I won't be able to join Dave's stream this week because I have to fly out of town on a Sunday, which is unusual.
All right, let's start putting this back together so we can test it. And let's see. Any odds? 40, 60, 30,
I'm gonna
70?
I'm gonna say 90-10 that it works.
Are you putting
90,
in
10 that it works? Wow.
Yeah, I'm giving
Are
you.
you putting?
I've seen
Are
your
you
work.
putting the board in
so-
the right way?
I haven't gotten to the board yet. I will do that next. Right now, I'm
Well,
putting in this one first.
If you put the board in correctly, I will give it 80% chance of turning on.
I'm giving it 90.
Since I know that your 2SI board works. That's the big thing with the 2SI too, is that the power supplies and the motherboards have cap issues. So if you only have one of each, it's really hard to diagnose. I mean,
Right.
you have to
Yeah.
you have to know that your 2SI board works, but you can't know that if you don't know that your power supply works. And it's like a chicken and the egg thing. I took a 2SI that I have that had power supply and motherboard issues, and I just shipped it off to Steve. So we'll see what happens.
So I'm probably gonna be ended up kicking myself in the butt. But haha, Ryan, you have a snowstorm coming. We're supposed to have +4 degrees over the next few days. So no
I was
snow here.
happy that it was 1 degree over freezing today. And I was able to break up the ice by the back door, but I couldn't smash through it until today. And the snow on my car, on my roof of my car, finally melted. And you know where it went? It all slid off right onto the windshield.
Of course.
But it's supposed to be up to 48 degrees tomorrow, which is quite a bit of a freezing. So that'll be nice.
All right, now let's put in this daughter board. Face the wires. There we go.
Did you swap the SMD caps?
No. These have all new caps on them already.
Oh, this is still the same. That has new caps. Okay.
Yeah, because all three of these power supplies they were already recapped, but they couldn't get them to actually work. Well, all four of these power supplies.
Yeah, I ran into some company that was like, "Oh, we recap stuff," and I'm like, "Well, what do you do about testing it?" Like, and I was like, "If I send you this this board, do you have the power supply to test it?" Like, "Oh, we don't test anything. We just recap it and send it back." I'm like, well, "That's a waste of time."
No. That's a huge no.
Right?
Not only is it a waste of time, it could also be a waste of money because they might have recapped it, but that might not be the issue.
It. Yeah, I want them to test it, and if they put new caps on that still doesn't work, like, well, then figure out where the broken trace is or whatever. I'll pay for that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they're like, no, we just recap stuff. Okay, bye.
No, because they probably don't have the equipment to test it.
What they need is to go raid Steve's basement.
Steve's really good at recapping stuff because he can also do the troubleshooting that's required.
Yeah, because he has, unlike the people that you were talking about, he has all the parts to actually properly test it after he's done. Good night, Flintlock.
Yeah, for him it's very late because he's in actually England.
Oh dear Lord!
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's way over there watching.
What is it, like 2 in the morning or something?
A 6-hour difference, so
5-hour difference, so it'd be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it'd be it's about midnight.
Yeah, well, that's not too bad.
I've streamed sometimes in the afternoon, and then I end up with more people from Europe and the UK, because for them it's just the early evening. Let's see if this works.
They're like, oh, jolly good, I'll grab a cup of tea and watch. That's a really bad.
Normally by now I'm actually drinking my coffee, my afternoon coffee, and I haven't gone to make it yet.
Yeah, Francois wins all the time for the non-sleeping challenge. One bit is saying that Flintlock is competing with Francois for the non-sleeping challenge, but Francois on all our streams, like until late. Like late our time, let alone
Bacchus also. I find him on all the time, and I
where is
find
where is Bacchus in the
he's
world?
in Norway, I think, or
Okay.
somewhere over there.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
that's right, because
Norway.
he's joined Dave's stream. That's right.
Well, no, that was actually Joachim that joined.
No, but I think doesn't Bacchus
Right, Bacchus
join
was
as
on
well?
Sunday also. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
he was on that stream also. Hold on 1 minute. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I knew Francois from France. Oui, as they would say in France.
Oh no, this is broken. Great.
Sorry for hearing me put ice in a cup.
That's okay. So what's broken now, Adam?
No, this floppy emu is not wanting to come on,
Oh,
which is odd.
just plug it into the USB port. You'll be fine.
USB is about 15 years away from this thing.
Do you put ice in your coffee, Will?
No, I just got iced tea instead.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit too late for the coffee now. So
Yeah, if I had a coffee now, I'd be wide awake for the rest of the night.
I figure I'll get an iced tea. I'll drink my iced tea with my actually lemonade. I do an actually 50-50 mix. I mix lemonade with it.
Okay.
Oh.
They have a raspberry iced tea. I don't know who the company is that makes it, but it's really good.
Well, that's what I buy. I buy a pink raspberry lemonade, and then I mix that with my iced tea that I make.
Nice.
And I don't drink it from powder. I don't make powder iced tea. I make the real stuff.
Oh, you're like mom and dad do the same thing at home when in the summertime.
I went to my actually first time. Now, Trina, I don't mean this the wrong way because I know you're up in Canada. So, but anyway, the first time I went to actually Vancouver. Okay, well, first time I ever went to Canada, and it was actually Vancouver,
Oh, cool.
and I ordered iced tea, and they bring me that. But I take a swig from it and I just spit it right back out because it is the powdered. I can tell the taste right away. And I was like, no, I don't want this.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
mom and
Almost
dad.
everywhere I went to in Canada, it was always powdered iced tea.
Yeah, no, mom and dad make their own fresh iced tea. So not from powder, but
That's
they
like
make.
trying to find sweet tea in the north. It's impossible. It's always
Oh, I
garbage.
don't like sweet tea. It's way too sweet.
I don't either, but I've had girlfriends and spouses that like that, and they just say that everything in the north is garbage. Like they'll people will like pour some sugar in it. It's like that's not how you make sweet tea. What is this doing? I don't get
Okay,
it.
let's
Maybe this
put.
card is bad.
Hmm.
Sorry, I think my drive controller card might be bad.
Oh no, do you have another one?
I have only about 16 spares.
Only about 20 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if this one's any good. I just pulled this one off the pile and installed it in here. These things almost never fail, but maybe this one did. Might be why it was in the pile. Yeah, this one works.
I
So
would
it's gonna be
mark.
that card.
I would mark that card, so you don't try to use it again.
Yeah, I'll probably just chop the cord off of it and throw it away.
That will do it too.
Load runner rev B go.
Okay, so one is 90-10, one is 80-20.
Yeah. Oh, and to answer One Bit Fever Dreams, yes, the new place is a win. I actually changed my hours from 8:30 to 4:30 to 8 to 4 yesterday, so that I could spend more time at my own place.
Fun.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I mean, when I was working here, I used to wake up at 5, leave home by 6, be at work by 7, and then I could leave work around 2:30,
Mm.
come home. So I would beat all the traffic all the time.
Well, for me, it's not so much a traffic thing. It's more I just want to spend more time home, and I'd rather spend
I'm
it in the evening than in the
I
morning.
write
Much
my own
better.
schedule now, so I just schedule myself where I'm going when I want.
Yeah. I unfortunately have tickets that come in from two different bosses. So, and it
Yeah.
actually works well because both of them work 8 to 4 as well. So, like, I'm not in ahead of them, and I'm not there after they leave, twiddling my thumbs.
The only reason I have to travel Sunday is because I have to do something Monday, and
Eh,
there's no way around it this particular trip because it's for a VP.
You did that one other Sunday.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fixed the card I thought was bad. It had a
Oh,
loose dip chip.
well, that will do it.
Maybe I bumped it while I was messing around with the other thing. See if I can reload Blade Runner. No, that failed. The hell? Or not Blade Runner, Load Runner. There it goes. Also, this floppy emu is a little bit sensitive. It wants like everything
Perfect.
super. Yeah, if I use a real disk drive on this, which is how I would sell it, I bet you it's totally fine. I think when I go to BCF Midwest, I'm going to throw about 10 Apple IIs in the car and haul them over and try to get rid of them.
Well, you might get rid of one to Canada.
So anyone going to that one in actually Dallas, the actually Southwest?
Not
No.
me. I was going to try to do East. I haven't filled out my schedule for April yet, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to put something in there. If I can put something either the week before or the week after that so that I can end up flying into the area, I'll go to it.
Right.
But I haven't been asked to do anything in April yet. So and then I'll go to Midwest no matter what.
I'm going to go to Midwest as well. I'm going to start saving for that once I get
The
back.
Midwest is in where? That's in Illinois, isn't it?
Yeah, it's near Chicago. I already booked my hotel for that.
So did I. My room's booked
Yay.
as well. Yay.
I got the King Suite because
I
I'm
have
fancy.
no idea what I got. I just went, oh, I just need a single bed because the first one that popped up was 2 beds, and I'm like, it's me and myself.
Yeah, I paid
Yeah,
a
but
little bit
isn't that
more.
like in a very small town outside of Chicago or something?
Well, it's a suburb, so it's basically if you drive from Chicago to there, you will never stop seeing buildings on any road that you're on. So it's, I mean, last time I went, I flew into Chicago to O'Hare, and I just drove from the airport straight to the venue, and it was just Chicago the whole way,
Oh wow.
as far as I was concerned. But last year I stayed at a Hilton because the venue's little hotel had filled up before I was able to get a room. But this year we got in a little early, and I was able to me and a bunch of people were able to get rooms right at the place, which I think is really cool because you can go to the show, and if you get a cool computer or whatever, you can just run to your room and put it away.
Yep.
I was storing all this hundreds of things in my car, and I didn't really like that whole deal.
Yeah, I did the same thing when I came to Toronto the first time for a convention called that no longer exists called Toronto Trek. My
Yeah.
sister and I stayed at the hotel, and it was great because like you get a bunch of autographs, and you take them up to the room, drop them off, so you're not carrying them around and
Right.
possibly damaging them.
Yeah. Anyway, I got the king room because I thought, oh, that looks nice, and also because it came with a fold-out sofa,
Oh,
and I figure if anybody who is not able to do whatever, like at a room,
Yeah.
needs a spot to crash, then I'd have a little spot to crash without having to share my bed.
You see that?
Retro Techie,
Hey,
go away.
Retro Techie, you're not gonna stream.
He
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'm just
Hey,
here
he doesn't
providing.
even fix anything. So hey, don't worry about that.
No, I know.
His
Oh,
last stream was just like a Nabu plugged into a capture card for 10 hours.
It's
All
few
right.
hours though.
All
All right.
right. So are we ready to see if this works?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's boot her
Are
up.
we gonna have
80%.
sparks and fire in that, or we're gonna have chime?
Well, you're going to get really
Chime.
good ratings if you have fire, but I bet it'll chime.
See that?
Red
We got a
light.
chime.
I didn't hear nothing.
You didn't hear it?
Yeah, I didn't hear
No.
the chime either.
Y'all didn't hear
Power.
that?
No.
No, your mic must be too far
Okay,
away.
here. Okay, listen. Hold on. Here it goes.
Oh, I
there
heard
we go.
that.
Maybe we were talking in it.
Yeah,
over it.
we were probably talking over it. Sounds like a Mac 2 chime, though.
So that's 2 of them fixed. Yay! 2 more to go. I'm halfway.
There you go.
Good job, Will.
See,
Not bad,
and my
thank you,
90 my
thank you.
90-10 was right.
Yeah.
Well, my 80-20 was right, too.
Yeah. You see, there goes the blue scuzzy booting up.
Sweet.
Nice.
Good
anything
job.
on the screen? Or do you
No,
have
well,
it plugged in?
I don't have it plugged in. I don't have a monitor
Okay.
plugged into it. I just want to see if the power supply is working. So,
The
and
fact
so
that you got a chime and you can hear it and that light is blinking, that's proof that it's working.
yeah.
I mean, any other problem would be the 2SI, not the power supply.
Yeah,
So
the power supply is good.
So apparently
Yay.
you're gonna be hosting a Retro Techie.
And does this have a
Adam?
floppy port on it?
Well, it has one on the board.
It should, yeah.
I think it has one on the back too, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right here.
Shouldn't plug a floppy in while it's on, though, Will.
This ain't floppy though. This is my voltage meter.
Oh, okay. I thought you were plugging like a floppy emu
No,
or
no,
something in.
no. This has nothing to do with
Okay.
that. This is just a voltage meter.
Can you
Yeah,
move
no, what
it
you're
up?
doing is
Can you move it
totally
up
fine.
just a little bit, Will, so we can see it working? There we go.
There you go.
So I'm getting 12.1 on the top, and the bottom one I'm getting 4.89. So this is the 12-volt rail. This is the 5-volt rail. This one is off, so it does not have negative 12 coming out of the port.
Yeah, there's no negative on a 2SI. 4.89, it's a smidge low, but it's probably fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but I may have to adjust my meter too, because I have not done the fine tuning on it yet.
Yeah, is the blue scuzzy running off term power?
It's running off of its own power. It's not running. Remember, SI does not provide power on the SCSI.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Okay, so you have to provide a power cable. So hence why I have this going to the blue scuzzy.
Yeah, the first time I hooked up a 2SI with a blue scuzzy, I was like, this thing is broken, and I realized that you have to have power.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about it too, and someone sent me a board for me to fix, and I turn it on, and the board works, but I couldn't get SCSI to work. And then the guy tells me, yeah, well, that's why I sent it to you, because I couldn't get SCSI to work either. So I was like, okay. So I looked, and then I remember. Then I went to look at actually my machine, and I saw that I had this plugged in, and I'm like, oh damn it, this is the one machine that actually needs power.
Yeah, 2SI and a Mac Plus.
So
they both
yeah,
got me too.
The Mac Plus needs it.
Mac Plus, you can put a diode in, and then it fixes that problem. But the 2SI, I think you're just basically stuck. But you can always use Berg.
Yeah, and then I was like, then I told him, I says, okay, I fixed the board for you. He was like, what do you mean? You just need to plug it into power. That's all.
Here, I fixed it. I put a Berg adapter on it. There you go.
So,
hey,
but yeah.
Garth.
Oh, and by the way, Retro Techie, nobody's going to join your stream as Joe's streaming at 7:30, like in 22 minutes. So
12 minutes.
Less than that. Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, 12 minutes, yeah. 12 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, 12
I'm going to
minutes.
miss part of Joe's stream, though, because I'm going to go eat as soon as the food gets here.
I'm noticing KMac Vintage doesn't have any mods. The best move is to appoint season mods. Oh, yeah, well, Retro Techie. I need him as a mod.
No, you need Garth and me as mods. I vote for
Yeah,
me
but
and Garth.
I was looking to see where you do that in this, and I couldn't find it.
So if you go to, you have to go to YouTube.
Yeah, you can't do it from the StreamYard interface. You've got to do it from the
Yeah,
YouTube.
you got to do
Like
it.
go to
Ah,
your own
okay.
video, go to your own video and sign in as you,
Uh-huh.
and then you should be able to right click, I think, on people and then to make them moderators.
Oh no, there's just 3 dots. Like
The
if you
little 3
hover
dots.
over, yeah, or if you hover over
Okay.
like where they
So
talk.
you do it in actually YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, you can't do it from
Okay.
StreamYard.
So
StreamYard's just
if
sort of
I go to
repeating what's
YouTube,
here.
then if I go to YouTube and I go to my channel
And go to your stream
and go to my live stream right now,
and mute yourself so you don't get echoes.
yeah, I'll as soon as I go in there, I will mute it.
Yeah, and then there's the 3 dots, and then you can make somebody a mod. Um,
I
Yeah,
see.
there's,
Yeah, but 3 dots where?
okay, so if you hover over like if, as an example where Garth just said just ask the parrot and he does it, just hover over that and you'll see 3 dots on the far right.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then just click on those
Uh-huh.
and it should be one of the options should be add moderator or add as moderator.
Add as managing moderator, add as standard moderator.
right.
Go with standard moderator. I don't know the difference between the two of them.
Garth, do you know what the difference is?
I don't know for sure, but I think it has something to do with the higher level might be able to do something to the other mods. I've never really messed with that much.
It's been a while since I've added a moderator, and when I did it, it only had the one option, add moderator.
Garth says he welcomes himself as our new ant overlord.
Okay, add a standard moderator. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
sure
Garth,
standard.
what do
Yeah,
you see now? Garth is now standard moderator for your channel. Okay.
yeah, and
All
he
right.
will when he types now, his name will appear in blue with I
Ah,
think a
okay.
wrench
Well,
beside it or something like that.
it won't show it on the StreamYard chat, but it'll show it in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. All right, so I got 2 power supplies fixed on my afternoon stream. I love it.
Yay.
And I got to spend some time chit-chatting with others out there and reading messages and with Adam and with Trina. So not bad of a day. But what we're gonna do now is it is 9 minutes until Joe's stream, so I will end up this one. If y'all don't mind, I will end it.
No
It's
problem. I
your stream,
appreciate
so
you.
you end
You
it
let me
when you
come
want.
on, and you know what? Will I wouldn't have probably actually got off my butt and fixed these 3 things I fixed if I didn't have somewhere to go stream. So
Well,
There
hey,
you go.
I may be doing this afternoons when I'm home and I'm not doing anything, and instead of just doing it by myself, I may just pop in a stream and that. So I
As I
mean,
said
you
to
never know.
as I said to Will, like if he streams earlier in the afternoon, I won't be able to join, but at least I'd be able to watch from work. So
Yeah.
because they kind of frown upon us joining streams from work.
I've
So-
got plenty of things to fix. I mean, after these power supplies, I've got a bunch of boards and different things to fix. But I do have the SC30 reloaded for the actual giveaway done. It's working. It's fixed. It's good, and I'll be shipping that out to Ron. So
Perfect.
I can check off all of the problems with this computer except for RetroWrite.
Not
Now it's
bad.
all fixed. Yeah.
Not bad, yeah.
Very
So,
cool.
but anyway, rest of you that are out there, let me go to my face view now instead of my desk view. So, yeah, you see, I already finished my iced tea with my lemonade. I was thirsty. I needed something. So, but yeah, it's 6:30 here, Central Time. So 6:22, almost 7:22. Anyway,
You guys are in Central there?
we are now, yes, because of the U.S. time change.
Oh, you guys don't change, so
We don't
you're
change,
okay.
no.
Yeah,
No.
I get it. Yeah.
No, so I was Eastern, but now I am Central. So, but I want to say thank you to Adam for joining in. I'm glad you got some work done. Trina, you also thank you for joining in your pajamas in bed watching.
I'm just here for moral support to
with
go,
your
go
cats.
Will.
with your cats there. I don't have any pets, so I don't have no cats for me to show other than that whole
Well,
big mess back there of all these computers and
hey, Bim.
all these things,
See, I got
and
one right
and
here.
and 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 my funny drapes that are hanging there, because this room used to be my son's actually playroom. Okay, and it's a pretty big room, but I never changed the curtains. I left them on there, and he's now actually 20, so you can imagine. So that's why you see different funny actually drapes in the background, red and green and all this with funny things on them. But anyway, and I got my Lisa sitting back there. There it is.
Nice.
But I haven't done nothing with it yet. So anyway, so thank you both of you for actually joining. All the guests that came in, thank you, and we will see if we do another stream tomorrow. I probably will, because I got 2 more power supplies to fix that are the same as these. 2 more.
Sounds good.
So maybe I'll do those,
Cool.
and we'll see how it goes. But I may have to go get my package tomorrow too, because it is 100 PLC 44 pin connectors. So you wanna see something? I know I'm in a rush, right? I bought these 100. Okay.
Yeah.
It actually has the right part number on it. It says PLC C44. Okay. But you look inside, it is PLC's 32s.
Oh no.
That's twice that they did this to me. Twice. That's why this time I made them ship it all the way to me here actually in Cayman. So something that is $44 worth of sockets ended up costing them 50, 60 shipping.
What is the vendor? Do you want to say?
No, I will leave that. Because normally they are good. This is really the first time that they've made an actually mistake for me. So,
Okay.
but I'll let you know. I'll let you know outside the stream.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Everybody makes a mistake
So,
every once in a while.
Yeah,
And
I
every-
know. So that's why I don't want to say who and all that. I'm not that way. So because I know everyone can make mistakes.
And to quote Garth, everyone be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes, and please watch the please watch the video for you to enter the actually Marcintosh giveaway that is being
Yeah.
done.
Do we just have to
Um,
comment on that with the instructions? Is that all we
Yes,
gotta do?
in the video, what you have to do is on that video, you have to put a comment that has a hashtag KMAC Vintage, and on the 28th, we'll be doing a live show for the actual drawing.
Okay. I
It
can't
will
wait till I
be
win it.
it will be at 8 p.m. Central, which is 9 p.m. Eastern.
I've
On the 28th.
I've already paid off Joe, Will. No, I got to pay Will off yet. So I've paid off Joe, Ron, and Eric. So
So
just
anyway,
to make sure I win.
Joe's actually stream is starting in a couple minutes, so I will say
Yeah.
goodbye here to everyone. Thank you for coming, y'all, and we'll see you all again soon. Probably all 3 of us will be on Joe's stream watching him. So anyway, thanks everyone. Have a great evening. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.